27-yard line. Sanders will throw it on first down. He'll swing it out of the backfield, checks it down, finds Dylan Auto offense.
They're going to go fast as well. Kent State head coach Sean Lewis comes in as their offensive coordinator. We do have a flag on that play as Travis Hunter gets his first catch.
This game. Sanders out of the gun. Sets up, goes deep, got a receiver down the sideline, and incomplete. No flag on the play. Avery Helm in coverage, intended for Travis Hunter, the two-way star.
First mistake of the day is Sanders underthrowing this because Hunter has a step. He has Helm beat on the outside, but as he's got to try to come back for the ball right there, it was underthrown, and it brings up third down.
43. And Sanders out wide, and it's Michael Harrison. Harrison gets close to that first down.
And he dives forward, and TCU is all over the place. I think they got 12 on the field right there.
Sanders bottled up and dropped for a lot. First down and 5 now at the 30-yard line of TCU for the Colorado Buffaloes. Opening series. Sanders checks it down to the wide side. He's got his receiver.
Never seen anything like this before.
First down and 10 to the 23. Sanders again. This time he finds Travis Hunter. Hunter looking for the first down.
They've done a nice job so far.
Didn't get the first down. Second down and 1. Here's Sanders in the end zone.
Chunks on the ground is something I did not expect to see here early.
First down and goal. Sanders now to the near side. Caught. And it's Jimmy Horn Jr. Sanders operating out of the gun. Sanders looking wide open, touchdown. Dylan Edwards. And Colorado marches it right down the field on their opening series, which started at the 27-yard line. 12-play drive covering 73 yards. Coach Prime's team confident, and they'll take a 6-0 lead.
What you get is a confusion here between the linebacker and the end, and Colorado just exploits it by getting
the score on their opening drive and force a turnover when TCU drove the ball all the way down the field. Now Colorado with it, 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. Shedeur Sanders fires to the far side, has Jimmy Horn Jr. still on the move, and he picks up a first down. Yards and 70 touchdowns with 8 300-yard games. 2nd and 8. Near side. Caught. Pretty good mentor that knows how to get the ball quickly out of his hands. His name is Tom Brady. He won a few Super Bowls. And Sanders throwing on the move. Weaver breaks a tackle, gets it.
Less and less players in that run box. Only 5 up there right now.
First down at the 50 for Sanders and the Buffaloes. He drops back, looking deep. Down the field with the receiver. And incomplete. Wow, Travis Hunter had it. Just couldn't hold on. But Shedeur Sanders dropped the biscuit in the basket here.
Well, he had him on the first drive and missed him with an underthrow. That one was...
Savion Wilkerson in the backfield with Shedeur Sanders. Here's Sanders, drops it off. First down, Colorado. Horn breaks it.
And they throw it out to the free receiver.
2nd and 7 to the 31. Sideline throw and catch.
Knows where to go with the ball, and he's been accurate so far.
3rd down and 3 at the 27. Shedeur Sanders looking. Bounces out of the pocket. And just walks it out of bounds.
So much more manageable like it is here today.
All right, let's see how the Buffaloes respond with the game level at 7. Sanders in trouble. Throws on the move, and he has first down at the 36. Shedeur Sanders finds his receiver on the near side.
It's been mostly Dylan Edwards, the youngster.
2nd and 8 at the 38. Underneath, they find a man, and this time it's Jimmy Horn Jr.
with some misdirection.
3rd down and 3 yards to go from the 43. Sanders over the middle. First down, Colorado.
On the offensive side.
2nd down and 8 at the 45. Sanders all day to throw the football. Guns it underneath. Caught. Well done as Xavier Weaver breaks it back and gets inside.
Defensive tackle And they've done a nice job of staying on the outside.
From the 8, Sanders looking, changes course, decides to run it, and he'll be lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. Johnny Hodges with the tackle.
You just wonder right here, coverage so good. There's a little miscommunication right here. He felt he was going to get a block, wanted to run.
At the 8-yard line. Here's Sanders, lofts it in the corner, and caught! Touchdown, Colorado! Travis Hunter. Wow, he went up and got that one. There is a flag.
There was tons of contact there between Hunter, and it looked like Josh Newton on that side. That is Newton number 2. Here's the fade. They're going one-on-one, best against best. Newton.
Pass interference, defense number 2. That foul is declined. Result of the play is a touchdown. After further review, it was determined that the receiver did not have control of the ball as he stepped out of bounds. However, it is still pass interference, defense number 2. The foul occurred in the end zone. Therefore, ball was placed at the 2-yard line, automatic first down.
10 at the 14.
Gus, I've watched 2 decades of really bad football, so it's this is all good.
Sanders out of the pocket, throws on the move and incomplete.
There's going to be a flag down late.
Weaver, the intended receiver.
I think they're going to get a late hit here, roughing the passer.
Personal foul, roughing the passer. Defense number 6, 15-yard penalty, first down.
Boy, that is a huge break for Colorado. Watch, 6 is Jamoy Hodge, the linebacker, so he throws it. Yeah, that ball is long gone.
Second down and 12 at the 27. Sanders in trouble and sacked at the 18. DeBrew there. Johnny Hodges there.
He was trying to go left with this ball over to this side, but never gets there. Good defense by the corner, and then Hodges is in.
For Sanders. And the Buffalo, Sanders off his back foot.
Some high school players, but Gus, when those high school players don't choose TCU, they can always choose them again in the transfer portal later in their career.
Here's a throw and catch. Jimmy Horn.
Get in rhythm here inside of 2 minutes.
Colorado with 2 timeouts left. Sanders backpedaling. Sanders to the sideline. Jimmy Horn
Close to the 50-yard line.
from the 37. Shedeur Sanders hit as he throws. There's a chunk yards you were talking about. Jimmy Horn.
Good time by the offensive line.
Sanders again setting up. Now rolls out. Sanders delivers. And on the sideline, is it a catch? Travis Hunter, incomplete.
Got his hands on it initially, but then as he's going down to the ground, I think he bobbles it right there. Yep, it comes loose.
Yards, 21 of 26 with a touchdown. Facing a 2nd and 10 at the 43. Sanders over the middle, incomplete. Jimmy Horn is target once again. And that brings up 3rd and long.
Horn wins over the middle. This ball really the only inaccurate ball he's thrown, just out in front, and Horn can't quite get there. Now field goal here.
3rd and 10 at the 43. Sanders to the sideline, and he'll pick up a first down.
The way that Travis Hunter has been playing so far.
So first down and 10. Here's Sanders. Guns it over toward the near side. It's caught out of bounds. Xavier Weaver. But there is a flag.
Illegal touching. Offense number 10. Went out of bounds on his own. Came back in, was first to touch.
2nd down and 10. Sanders. Here's a little screen. And they find Edwards. He breaks it back with running room on the move. Edwards down the sideline. Dylan Edwards. Touchdown, Colorado. 75 yards. You're absolutely right. 1st and 10 at the 25. Sanders over the middle, caught for a first down. And guess who? Travis Hunter.
Run the ball, create shorter situations, and they've done it.
2nd and 6. Sanders winds up the deep ball down the field. incomplete. Second down and 8 at the 48. Shedeur Sanders reverses his field, buys time, stops, starts, looks, fires, and caught for first down at the 35. Xavier Weaver, look at the manipulation of the defense by Shedeur.
I tell you, this guy has played an unbelievable game up to this point, and to be on the same page with a brand new offensive play caller and coordinator.
25 of 32, 280 yards and 2 touchdowns, no picks. Sanders, and he's sacked this time. TCU brought the heat. Caleb Fox.
That's a good rush right there from TCU. They get after it on the edge. First is Hodges, Jimmy Horn, or the slot players.
Sanders, quick throw underneath.
And it's the knowledge to roll over so that ball doesn't hit the ground. That was incredible.
And they'll drop it off to the tight end. Harrison, what a not only great man, but a good man. 3rd down and 6 at the 7. His son throwing it up top. Incomplete. Put that one on the money.
And squeeze down the amount of time that Sanders has had in the pocket.
First down at the 25. Sanders underneath. Slant route.
Slow.
2nd down and 4. Sanders again. First down. Jimmy Horn, who's been...
Sanders finds the completion behind him.
Horn, 8 catches, 76 yards. Sanders goes deep once again. This time it's caught. Xavier Weaver camping under it. 44-yard gain.
Weaver had a chance on the last series. Horns had a chance. They have been unable to connect, and now they finally do. Beautiful throw from Sanders. That was right on the money.
Sanders again, near side, Horn.
9 seconds. They've got to think about 2, maybe even 3 more scores if they want to win.
Here's Sanders. Over the middle. Wow, what a catch by Xavier Weaver. It's like he caught that ball going backwards and somehow kept his composure.
It was a beautiful throw from Sanders. He had to layer it over the linebackers, and it was almost like a little bit of a free throw that he...
Sanders in trouble, and Sanders sacked. Well, wonderful job by Oyewale.
I tell you, Paul Oyewale, he comes across, slams Van Wells, the center, knocks him to the ground, and then gets to the quarterback.
Shedeur Sanders looking, throwing it deep. Sanders! And it's caught at the 40. Guess who? Travis Hunter. A 39-yard gain on 3rd and 16.
What a adjustment. The ball just a little bit short, and you see how he's got to stop and go back and then catch it through contact.
No picks. 1st and 10 of the 26. Sanders sprinting, sets, delivers. Touchdown, Colorado! Jimmy Horn. Deion's kid can play.
When the quarterback breaks the pocket, the wide receivers have to find space. Watch Horn, he's on a post route. He sees Sanders break the pocket, and he says, all right, I'm going to head back the other way, and he was wide open. Shedeur made such a nice little adjustment back there. You see, he just slid over to his left, got himself in a position, and then he found his wide receiver wide open, hits him, and it's a touchdown. Can you find the time to get up there and get a turnover?
2nd down and 9. Sanders bouncing around underneath, and the ball is caught by Travis Hunter. What a day for this man. Unbelievable ball player. Travis Hunter. Over 100 yards receiving now. 119 yards. 1st and 10 at the 31. Play action. Sanders. Incomplete. And a flag. A late flag thrown. Avery Helm. Mark Perry in the vicinity. for TCU.
Avery Helm never really got turned around. The ball was underthrown. And then there was a hit by Perry.
Defense number 24. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
503 yards in total offense for Colorado. Horn, who's been excellent. Empty backfield. Sanders looking. Guns it. Incomplete. He could have run it for the first down, Joel.
Well, he had Johnny Hodges right in front of him, number 57. I don't know if he would have got there. He was trying to get that ball immediately out of his hand to the slot player, but Hodges was waiting for him. He tries to go down.
Sanders off his back foot, caught, first down and more down the sideline. Stop and start, Edwards. Touchdown, Colorado. Whoa.
Down. Dylan Edwards caught this same concept. You've got man coverage right here. You're going to get a back out of the backfield, and you've got slant routes to take care of any of these players coming this direction. So here's the slant route. Sanders waits, and the linebacker is late. He delivers it. Edwards runs right through that, and then it's just a foot race, and he takes off. And watch the speed, Gus, with which they run this offense. Hyper tempo.
On first down, near side, that ball caught at the 40-yard line. This time it's
Edwards on a linebacker.
And that's what they want. Here's Sanders looking across the middle, caught, and they'll go down at midfield. This time it's Jimmy Horn Jr. The South Florida transfer gains 10.
Nice job of him getting inside of that safety. A little pause route. Sanders right on the money. How many times did we say that last week? Accuracy, calm feet. Sanders goes 1-2, ball out, first down.
First down at the 48-yard line. Shedeur Sanders out of the gun. Steps up in the pocket. Decides to run it. Tucks it and slides down at the 50.
Guard, but really it's about the talent. Edwards, Horn, Hunter, Weaver. How often can you get them the ball?
Second down and 24. Sanders avoiding the rush. Throws over the middle, and it's caught. Xavier Weaver.
Colorado will make their most productivity today on offense.
Third down and 10 at the 48. Shedeur Sanders to the sideline. What a throw. Woo! Travis Hunter with the catch. But Sanders put that one on a frozen rope.
And he was rolling to his left. Gus flips his hips around and his shoulders, and that ball's perfectly thrown. Hunter lays out beautifully and then have enough power in the arm to get it all the way outside.
Here's Sanders throwing again over the middle. Incomplete. Had a receiver. Third down and 5 of the 36 opening series for Colorado. Shedeur Sanders all day to throw it. Lets it fly off his back foot and throws this one out of bounds. His son, Shedeur, at quarterback. Shedeur Sanders, play action, in trouble, avoids a rush and just slings it out of bounds.
Intentional grounding. Number 2. Penalty is lost down because of the foul. Second down.
You see where the tackle is. He's about 2 yards to the left of that hash. So that's where Sanders would have had to get. And when he releases this ball, he's not outside of the pocket. That's a good call by the official.
Dylan Edwards in the backfield. Here's Sanders to throw it. Steps up with a lane. Shedeur Sanders still on the move and finally slides down inside the Nebraska 30-yard line. Using his legs. Didn't have to do that too often last week against TCU.
No, he didn't, and that's because they kept finding open receivers. But here, watch this open up. They're running man underneath and then 2 deep. Anytime you see 2 safeties deep and man underneath, the quarterback can run. There's nobody responsible for the quarterback. He sees that. Smart run right there.
And that's the thing about 15 at the 36. Empty backfield. Here's Sanders backpedaling. Over the middle and incomplete. Well defended.
The whole game, which Hunter has done so far here today.
Sanders delivers and it's caught. This time, Jimmy
the rhythm that they want to establish.
Third down and 2. Sanders dumps it down. Edwards and Dylan. First down and 10 at the 43. Sanders Steps up, and he's taken down. Great defense at the 41. Sanders winds up, far side, on the money. Great throw.
And it gives Colorado, Gus, a first down.
First down at the Nebraska 35. Sanders floats one up the sideline. Incomplete.
No down. He thinks that this guy is scrappy and a very good player.
Sanders in trouble, and Sanders sacked again. Nebraska applying major pressure. Second sack for Lenhart.
Well, what they're doing here is very smart. They're showing Sanders that he's got an open access, easy throw into the short side of the field, and then the linebacker drops right in front of it. So all of a sudden it becomes a double coverage. Sanders can't throw the ball and has to.
Sanders steps up with time, looking. Sanders holding on to it. Doing his best Fran Tarkington impersonation. Sanders, and he finally just goes out of bounds at the 45. Shedeur Sanders loses a couple of yards on the play, but nobody open.
I tell you, this coverage was just exceptional. The protection was there initially, and Sanders had nowhere to go with the ball. One of the things Colorado did great last week was scramble rules. These wide receivers know that as soon as Shedeur breaks the pocket, they've got to get open. But there wasn't a lot of movement there. It allowed Nebraska to defend them, and then Shedeur trying to pull his own Caleb Williams.
Sanders. And the Buffaloes, here's Sanders, winds up, deep ball, nobody close. Some miscommunication on fumbles. Colorado with a great opportunity here. Sanders, sideline, and it's caught.
Can Hitch get the ball in space right now?
Second down and 4. Sanders in space, and that's incomplete. Dylan Edwards tried to get it out of the backfield. Omar Brown there defensively for Nebraska.
And watch Sanders, every time they rush three, he's got to pat the ball. Why? Because there's 8 defenders back there, and there's not a lot of space when you're inside the red zone. He's got to try to get it all the way out. Dylan Edwards can't hang on.
Sanders underneath. Horn looking for space, and he made a 30-yard line. Can Sanders and the Buffaloes pay it off? Here's Sanders looking. Sanders winding up. He's got him in. Touchdown! Tarvarish Dawson. In the last 3 minutes and 3 seconds for Colorado.
Well, first, it's about protection. Sanders needs time in the pocket in order to get this big, deep over route that's coming from the left side. So he's got the protection to start. Only 3 guys rushing, and he can wait, and then attack the grass where the corner has vacated a zone, and Dawson ends up running right to that area, and it's an easy throw for Shedeur Sanders.
A little bit of rhythm on offense. Let's see what they can do with this timeout. Here's Sanders under pressure. Starts to move. And goes out of bounds at the 40. Second down and 8 at the 39. Nebraska jumps offside. Free play for Sanders. Over the middle. Caught for first down. Travis Hunter breaks a tackle. Still on the move. And it'll go down. Yarder last week against TCU. Sanders. Here's that tunnel screen. Caught by Weaver. Burst of speed. And he gets down to the 27. Sanders. Far side. Delivers. Horn. Sanders wasting a lot of time. Here's Sanders looking. Sanders sideline throw caught. Wilkerson stays in bounds for Shedeur Sanders and the Buffalo. Sanders in trouble. Sacked for the 5th time. What a day.
Shedeur Sanders is lucky that he retained possession.
Second down and 19. Edwards out of the backfield this time. Get 3 receivers at the bottom of your screen. Sanders. Empty backfield. Here's Shedeur with time. Shedeur in trouble. Sanders breaks contained. Fires it down the field. And caught by Travis Hunter.
Receiver in that secondary.
Second down and 6 at the 36 underneath. And the ball caught.
We have not seen those runners get much after the catch.
Third down and 1. Sanders guns it. And
life's so difficult for Colorado right now.
2nd down and 6. Underneath. Caught by his tight end, Michael Harrison. Buffalo's quickly to the line of scrimmage. Sanders. Incomplete. That one thrown behind.
Good as well, which we've seen.
2nd down and 10. Here's the Sanders looking, and he'll just dump this one at the feet of his target.
And now you've got everybody up for Nebraska right at the line of scrimmage.
3rd down and 10 at the 37. A lot of room over the middle. Sanders in trouble. Fires. Open. Caught. Down the sideline, and at the 20-yard line goes Xavier Weaver.
Nebraska gambled. They send everybody. It's one-on-one on the outside. And that's just a blown coverage. Weaver runs right by the corner outside.
2nd down and 8 at the 20. Hankerson remains in the game. Shedeur Sanders over the middle. Caught by Hankerson.
And those guys have got to sit down for the quarterback.
See if he looks for a tight end. Here's Sanders in the end zone. Incomplete. Wow. Dylan Edwards was open. Maybe the worst throw we've seen from Shedeur in the last couple of games. That one, actually, it was a great throw.
Yeah,
My bad.
I was going to say, that was beautiful.
Looks like it turned him around.
Edwards kind of looked on the wrong side. He should be looking over the inside shoulder. That's what.
Shedeur Sanders under pressure, bounces, takes his time, guns it. Touchdown, Buffalo! Xavier Weaver. And the Colorado Buffaloes are starting to find their mojo. 12-yard catch. 10-play drive. Covering 75 yards.
Watch the block by Edwards, Gus. The running back gets it done. We saw him run over earlier, so what does he do? He goes low. That allows Sanders to slide out to the left, and then Weaver did a beautiful job of not.
This Nebraska defense, though, has been great. 1st down and 10 at the 34, Sanders. That one deflected and somehow into the hands of Edwards. Did that ball just pop up in the air?
Well, it looked like he was trying to take the shot right there. Watch this, Gus. He's coming back, and it looks like he's trying to go deep, but the ball floats out of his hands because of the pressure hit his arm. And how about Edwards?
1st down at the 30. Sanders bouncing. Sanders throwing. Caught at the 15-yard line. And it's Xavier Weaver. And quietly, folks, Xavier Weaver is looking like the #1 target for Shedeur Sanders.
Boy, he was great last week. And look, just over the outstretched arms of the linebacker, that ball looked like it was going to get tipped or picked.
2nd and 6 at the 7-yard line. Hankerson in the backfield. Sanders looking. End zone. And a flag.
Pass interference. Defense, number 13. By rule, the ball will be placed at the 2-yard line. 1st and 10. 1st and goal, excuse me.
Malcolm Hartzog call for the penalty.
They're trying to clear out the zone and then just bring Hunter into the back of the end zone. And you can see absolutely being held right there. Can't get to the fullback.
Savion Wilkerson, the pistol back. Sanders on the play fake. Reverses. Lets it fly. Incomplete. Hunter. Dylan Edwards in the backfield. Sanders will throw it. Sanders steps up. Sanders sacked at the 13. They brought pressure. Nebraska gets it done.
Only thing you can't do as a quarterback right here is take a sack. This is a huge mistake from Shedeur Sanders. Nice pressure right there from Nebraska. Reimer gets into the backfield, number 4. Turnovers have not happened in camp. This is just kind of like out of the blue. You can't prepare for this.
Sanders, 1st down. Weaver again turns it up. 44. Here's Sanders. Sanders finding Jimmy Horn.
And listening over that conversation after that great performance last week.
Here's Sanders over the middle. Caught by guess who? Jimmy Horn.
A week ago, and a nice big catch there.
1st down and 10 at the 42. Shedeur to Weaver today.
And finally starting to give up some of those runs that we heard about at halftime, and that's what's opening things up on the outside.
Far side throw, Horn picks his way forward. Looks like he's got the offense. Here's Sanders looking, steps up, buys time, still on his feet, trying to make something happen across his body. Hankerson, did he get in? Looks like he...
I think it's good. I think they're calling that a catch.
But Shedeur may have stepped out of bounds. I'm not sure.
He was awfully close. This is the end. Does Hankerson get his hands under this? I don't think he did. They called that a catch. They'll take a look at this. There is flags on the play. Shedeur took his helmet off after the play, which I'm sure would be an unsportsmanlike.
The ruling on the field is that the catch was good for a two-point conversion. That play is under further review. However, after the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 2, Colorado, for removing his helmet.
Here's the end of that throw.
Watch his foot.
He stays in.
He stays in.
And then after he thinks it's good, as he pops back up, this is what he does. He rips his helmet off right here, and that's what draws the flag. So there's your unsportsmanlike. And then the catch.
After further review, the ball hit the ground before the receiver gained firm control. Therefore, it's an incomplete pass. The try is no good.
Another big day for Shedeur Sanders. Underneath, he's got Weaver again, looking for the first with a block. Weaver and a burst, still on the move, stays on his feet and finally goes down.
And then he accelerates downfield.
Here's Sanders, and Sanders sacked.
But he's been under duress too much today.
Here's Sanders to throw it. Steps up in the pocket, holds on to it. Guns it. Caught by his tight end at the 5-yard line as we approach the 5-minute mark of the fourth quarter. Shedeur Sanders looking. Steps up, wants to run. Touchdown, Colorado. This time he does it with his legs. And that's an old school Dion prime time dance in the end zone for Shedeur.
Double teaming him basically, which has led to the opening for Lewis Brown, who's above 100 yards.
Sanders tripped up and brought down for the sack by Pierce. And it's fourth down, a quick 3 and out. And the anguish etched across the countenance of the faces of the fans here.
I tell you, right here, you're going to see Shedeur Sanders roll out here to the left, and you're going to see this. He has a wide receiver coming open on the post, and he just isn't able to get his eyes down the field and back into it.
So far, just 84 total yards. Shedeur Sanders out of the pocket, complete, middle of the field. That's Dawson for the first down. Sanders has time, got rid of it, completed the 34. The thunder and the fury from Rafi, who actually takes directions. I heard them say, right, turn. Pass complete.
The Bison is carrying you. He says you just got to keep your legs moving.
Yeah.
She's 850 pounds, and she can hit 25 miles an hour.
Oh, it's a little bit of a spark for him out of the backfield, catching the football, running the football with authority.
Sanders complete to his tight end, Harrison, again. And another
They need to keep attacking that area of the football field.
19-yard gain. Here's the tunnel screen. And that was shut down right around the line of scrimmage. Shedeur Sanders, 7 of 8 to start the second half. Has a clean pocket, complete. Michael Harrison quickly becoming
to make the second level droppers look at it and then sneak somebody in behind it. And here comes the pressure.
Shedeur got rid of it, complete to Weaver, who came back to the football.
Head finds the football. That's textbook two-man type of coverage with a safety over the top.
Let's see if they take a shot. They come underneath instead. The pass complete out to the 40.
You just saw on your screen, that's exactly what you've asked for.
Sanders gets riveted open. First down catch. Dawson under the 30. Edwards motions out of the backfield. They go empty. Right into a tight window. The completion to Dawson went right back.
All you're doing is just running the grass and finding open holes.
Sanders drills it again, complete to his tight end, Harrison. First and goal, Colorado.
When you don't get pass rush and you're not getting good reroutes, and all your defenders are just looking back at the quarterback, against a guy this good, he is going to move the football up and down the field at will against you.
Got an injured player down to the field. One more look at that completion.
I mean, you see it. He's able to step up. You see the zone hole, and you see the tight end, Michael Harrison. He's just throttling down and just presenting an open target to Shedeur, and he's just picking them apart now. That they have been running a lot of between the 20s.
Let's see what he does on 1st and 10. Going to use his legs here. And slides down and rolls forward.
Two safeties high. Now they're rolling down into a single high zone coverage.
Against an empty formation, Sanders gets down safely at the 42. First down.
We haven't seen him do this very much this year.
Meanwhile, Kamara, number 8, coming off the edge. Back in the football game, incomplete. In and out of the arms of Xavier Weaver. There's Kamara back in the ball game. Little receiver screen here. And out to the 48.
Oh, me neither. He is a home run hitter in every sense of the word.
Sanders moved off his spot. Broke one tackle. And put his hat down and got inside the 25.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah, he's pretty good.
2nd and 1. Sanders behind his receiver, but caught Weaver at the 15.
You have to rise to the occasion, make good decisions, identify pre-snap what they're trying to do.
Pass is caught at the 1, and now they're saying incomplete. Had some indecision. Pressure coming. Sanders got away. Not that time. Sacked back at the 28-yard line. Unremitting pursuit.
See, it's just a five-man.
Galonji made the tackle.
It's the 5-man pressure where they send an extra rusher. You can see the linebacker, Chase Wilson, coming off the right side of your screen. They have nice man coverage down the field. Shedeur tries to escape right in an ideal way.
4 sacks tonight. They set up a screen to Edwards. Bounced off a tackler. Got back some of the yardage.
Start taking some chances. You got to attack the middle of the field. It's open.
Out of his end zone. Sanders. Boy, great catch across his body. Michael Harrison out to the 15. 1st and 10. Sanders complete. Dawson down the sidelines. Steps up
getting into a rhythm because he wasn't being pressured. He felt comfortable in the pocket.
Has time and throws it away. No grounding. And this the 92nd edition for the Centennial Cup. Sanders complete and still on his feet. Weaver down to the 42. Poise will be put to a test here. Guy that is tutored by none other than Tom Brady. To the far side of the field, Edwards out of bounds at about the 40. Down. Flag down. Pass complete to Weaver.
They weren't set. They're going to call this one Michael Harrison, the tight end, number 87. He wasn't set before the ball was snapped. You're in hurry-up mode like this.
Boy, another deleterious penalty on the Buffaloes. That one really hurts.
You see him right there. He's trying to get the call, looking over to the sideline, trying to get his alignment, trying to make sure he's back off.
Those last two really sting if you're Colorado. Sanders downfield, got him in. Horn, atonement, touchdown. He shook Blackburn out of his socks after the catch. And now they'll go for two to tie.
Shedeur Sanders did an exceptional job of getting the safety to think as though he was trying to hit the tight end down the middle. They were playing a cover two. The safety starts to lean towards the middle, and then he hits the kind of slot fade route down the boundary.
What a
this
throw.
Is this great quarterbacking. Great quarterbacking. Watch this safety right here. Watch him be influenced by this tight end going down the seam. Then you're going to see Jimmy Horn just come out here like this. Shedeur's just going to look at the he's going to look at that safety, drift to his left, and there you see Horn going down the boundary. And it's all because of the fact that they had started hitting the middle of the field. Shedeur looked the safety off, made him think he was going to throw that seam down the middle of the field again, and then came back outside. That's excellent quarterbacking on the part of Shedeur Sanders. And if you're the Colorado,
Horn and Weaver set wide to the bottom of your screen, out of frame right now. He pulls it out, and we're tied. Harrison. Blitz coming. Shedeur gets it up in the air, into the end zone. And incomplete. Intended for Weaver. Closely covered by Nusian. It'll be second down and 10 from the 25.
That's real good coverage by Nusian. You see them kind of hand fighting a little bit down the field. Real good coverage on the part of Nusian.
Second and 10. Sanders with a little bit more time. Runs. There's going to be a face mask.
Personal foul, face mask, defense.
First down, it's going to move.
It's got to dial in at this point.
Got a little trips to the left of Sanders. Fires, incomplete, and a flag down. That's going to be a late hit. Sanders ended up taking a blow. It was right there.
It's Muhammad Kamara again.
Number 8 defense.
Critical errors. As good of a game as he's played, those are two bad plays. You see the helmet under the chin.
From the 6. Sanders underneath, complete. And a good tackle at the 3-yard line. They go empty, 5 receivers. Sanders pulls, got it, touchdown Harrison. Remember, it was Harrison that got the 2-point conversion.
Harrison was the third guy in the trips to the right side of the formation, and he sees Shedeur Sanders in trouble. He was running across the back of the end zone away from
on the first series for Shedeur Sanders and the Buffs. And is met right away. 3rd down and 5. Pressure on Shedeur. Able to get it on the shallow cross. He finds Antonio. And it's good to have the big-bodied receiver back for Colorado. He's 6'4", 225 pounds.
They just don't have a guy like him, Joe. And that's a nice job giving protection to Shedeur Sanders to find someone. Of course, we'll have to wait on the flag.
Personal foul. Bumping the passer. Defense number 34, high contact. 15-yard penalty. Automatic 1st down.
Tuioti with the penalty.
You see the protection up front doing a nice job, and it's Tuioti right here late getting that right hand in the face of Shedeur Sanders. So that's going to tack on some extra yardage after a huge completion on 3rd down.
Going to take a shot downfield and nearly intercepted as he was looking for Weaver, but Kyrie Jackson had excellent coverage.
Phenomenal job from the back end. Xavier Weaver is the deep threat for Colorado. He takes the top off of defenses, but look at the 6'3" Alabama transfer. Kyrie Jackson, turn around, locate the football.
2nd and 10. Shedeur backing up. That was tipped at the line of scrimmage as that defensive line came inching towards Shedeur.
It was Mateo Uyunglele, the true freshman, doing a nice job. Shedeur Sanders is a guy that is going to scramble to throw. He's always trying to buy himself time. Nice job here. You see Uyunglele, DJ's little brother, getting that left hand up to knock it down.
Passing situation. This is where the offensive line's been compromised, but they drop 8 against it, and staying in front of Weaver, they'll
Right now.
Empty set for Shedeur. As time before that happens, eventually it closed down, and it was the transfer from the SEC. And a crowd cascading with a roar in his face. Backed up again. This offensive line is such a struggle and diving for the attempt at an interception. Of course, he was at Alabama as well. Robinson came over. Shedeur trying to quickly get it to the outside to Weaver, and he does successfully on 1st down. First interception thrown by Bo Nix this year.
Yeah, that was a small window to throw that one into there for Shedeur Sanders. Doing a nice job, though, with the location of the throw, keeping it away from Nico Reed.
2nd and 4. Shedeur to the other side, back shoulder, that is incomplete. It was denied.
Yeah, he's a guy that has to step up for this offense with no Travis Hunter out there.
Here's Temple. Sanders, Temple sacked as they came in hard on him.
Well, that's a coverage sack on the back end. Nowhere for Sanders to go with the football. It's Brandon Dorless, big number 3, 290 pounds. Man, he's athletic. He can put the...
Shedeur backing up again, taken down again, and this offensive line gives way.
Well, it's going to be Evan Williams at safety coming in on a blitz, and running back Anthony Hankerson just can't handle him. It's a great dial-up by Tosh Lupoi, the defensive coordinator, coming from the left side. That's not an easy block when a safety's got a 15-yard head start, actually.
Shedeur Sanders was only 7 of 12 for 37 yards, been sacked 3 times. Edwards out of the backfield. Edwards, the star freshman.
Because that has to be the biggest adjustment they make in the second half.
Empty look, quickly getting it to Weaver, who turns the corner, couldn't keep his balance.
There's Weaver and Horn and Edwards involved in the passing game, but it's hard when you can't block for your quarterback.
Empty look, Shedeur, shallow cross, he goes back to Weaver, and Weaver is tracked down.
I got to say, really good job of limiting the damage.
2nd and 6, again, just going to the quick game. That is off the hands of Jimmy. Third and 6, 4-man rush. Shedeur spins out of it. Another man in his face and sacked again. That's the 4th time. And Tatum Tuioti with the sack. The true freshman takes down Shedeur Sanders.
I mean, Jared Christian Lichtenhand just has to do a better job at the left tackle position. He's just giving up way too much ground to Blake Purchase coming off the edge. We just talked about him as a true freshman coming on the field. But out here, you got to kick out. I mean, you just can't let him take a straight beeline down the median and get to the quarterback. You've got to create separation between him and the QB. And You see Oregon's defense, it's really not just that one play, but the left tackle spot that time is Jordan Birch getting the sack. When they try to go to the RPO game, they're not able to hold up in the middle with Brandon Dorless. We've seen the safety blitz be able to get home. All in all, 4 sacks on the day given up by Colorado. And
Shedeur against a 4-man rush, and he does get it quickly out to Weaver, who cuts back against the grain and does a nice job of making it. Play action on 2nd and 4, and a man right in his face again.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense number 18, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
That's Mace Funa, the other edge linebacker.
Well, they're bringing a linebacker right up the middle, and they're asking their tight end, Michael Harrison, to pull and get him. He's just too slow, and at this point here, Oregon's just got to let up to keep this drive going.
Gives him a first down. Sanders still trying to survive, even sprinting right. He's looking to turn the corner. And then
Colorado fits.
Here they come off the top against the left tackle and getting it quickly out into Antonio. They're down in 3. Wilkerson out of the backfield. That'll give the Buffs a first down, depending on the flag.
Personal foul. Hands in the face. Offense number 55. 15-yard penalty. Third down.
Giving the ball to his 305-pound defensive lineman who is playing shield. Shedeur able to get it to Edwards, and Edwards is wrapped up.
Release him on a route. Shedeur doesn't get him to him quickly. Watch out.
3rd and 6. He got run over from the outside, from the inside. Evan Williams again. Little Dylan Edwards couldn't hold up. It didn't matter. It was coming for Shedeur Sanders.
You've got a 170-pound running back taking on a 290-pound defensive end. It's just not good game planning on that second half from the Buffalo.
Here's Shedeur. Hankerson picks up the rush. Shedeur's going to tuck and run and scoot out of bounds. And another.
Yeah, it was Devin Jackson coming in on the blitz, and that's.
Shedeur, downfield strike, and that was batted away. The pass defended by Kyrie Jackson. Giovanni Antonio was the 6'4" intended target.
I think you could make an argument that Kyrie Jackson's been the MVP of this game defensively for Oregon. He's been on an island one-on-one with a variety of receivers for Colorado, and he's been winning these one-on-one balls. Here he's going up against a 6'4" receiver, but again, you see he gets the head when you see the effort like that from the corner.
There's an inside screen to Weaver. That had no Lauren on 3rd downs. Shedeur on 3rd and 15 gets the strike, and Weaver rewards him with the first down.
It's a great job settling into his zone, and nice anticipation on the throw by Sanders, getting it to his receiver early here. Hitch, get it out, and when you get it to him quickly, there's more separation.
2nd and 5. Shedeur constantly floating back and is able to get the first down. And another flag. As Antonio had the catch, we'll check on the flag.
It's hard to play the position when you can't step into throws. That time is right guard Beebe in his lap, right tackle Washington struggling.
Pass interference. Offense number 84. 15-yard penalty. Repeat 2nd down.
Paul Basha working over the middle of the field.
The scoreboard at 42 to zip. And that is how we start this 4th quarter with Dylan Edwards.
Really big coming in, but boy, Oregon answered the bell.
And something very unique when it comes to the perception and the attention this week. 3rd and 19 as Shedeur is going to run for it, and he's able to find that seam out to the right and get the first down. Do you not realize who they're playing? Shedeur tripped up, sacked again. Jordan Birch was probably the closest man to him. That is the 7th sack by Oregon. 7.
And it's Casey Rogers who had the fake punt early in the game. He is just walking the center Van Wells right back into the punt.
3rd down and 8. Shedeur with a man in his face that was deflected at the line of scrimmage as Harrison still made a play on it. But
River, and still you look around the stadium, so many people, though, are still here.
2nd and 12 as Antonio takes it for a 1st down. That's what the big body can give you at 225 pounds.
Which is Weaver can sort of correspond with Horn and Weaver to be more dynamic for Sean Lewis.
Quickly and an 18-yard catch for a critical 1st down. Shedeur on 2nd down, trying to play to the wire and get something out of it. Deep shot, and that ball is incomplete. Looked like Jimmy Horn had it right in his pocket, but then unable to secure it as it popped out right at the end.
Well, Jimmy Horn's in the middle of the field. He's splitting 2 defenders. It's the safety, Stevens, who's there trying to break it up, who's just able to get his hands in.
Warning on 3rd downs, even though the game's been out of control, got sideways early. Shedeur, he's going to launch it again, well overthrown, and another flag comes in.
Holding. Defense number 8. 10-yard penalty. Automatic 1st down.
A passing time, about a passing time. 2nd and 5. Shedeur. He's just going to go ahead and get it.
Here, and then you got to play Cam Rising, and there's just a lot of guys. Michael Penix is on that list as well. This defense,
scoring lullaby.
A rocking.
Sanders on the inside throw. There's a lot of work to do in just managing the program, retooling the roster, but week by week, you got to put a brick in the foundation.
It's not coaching until there's zeros on the clock.
Will there be a 0 next to Colorado's name? That is the question right now for Shedeur Sanders. Across the field to the end zone, incomplete. He was looking for Dawson.
It's been very hard for Shedeur Sanders to just find a rhythm throwing at this time, working to his left. He's able to get his shoulder turned around, but his ball kind of sails on him. You don't see that happen very, very often. Really nice job there by Nico Reed.
Shedeur got to have it quickly to the outside and gets it with Weaver and Moore as he cuts back before being taken down. Shedeur Sanders looking and finding Harrison. So you can forget the shutout. Colorado shows a little something late. You would have had to go back to 2012 against Arizona. That was the last time Oregon had a shutout against a Pac-12 school, and they won't get it today.
Well, Shedeur Sanders actually faked the pitch the wrong way. Cavassier Smoke's going that way, and they're going to get Harrison sneak back across the other way. But you see, Shedeur kind of fake pitches to the left where nobody is. He's forced to get rid of that thing early, and finally
23 of 33 for 159 yards and a touchdown last week against the Ducks, and he'll throw it on 1st down, completed.
Receivers, they believe in it.
Sanders gunning it on the hitch, caught by Xavier Weaver. His
Protection. Gus, this is one of the best defensive lines in college football. Be aware for number 90, Bear Alexander. This guy is as good as anybody in the country at producing pressure from the interior.
Georgia transfer, 3rd down and 8. Sanders sets up a screen on the far side. Hankerson tries to cut it back in. Nothing doing. He'll be the yard line. Empty backfield for Shedeur Sanders. Sanders rolls out of the pocket, decides to take it himself, and he'll get out of bounds around the top
2-3 defensive tackles in all of college football.
Sanders, far side this time. It's a tight end, Harris.
Safeties in the country. He is tremendous. They're offside there.
3rd and 5. Sanders sliding in the pocket, delivers down the field and incomplete.
Defense, offside, number 95, lined up in the neutral zone. 5-yard penalty results in a 1st down.
1st down to the 31. 2nd series for Colorado. Sanders underneath, and it's caught by Weaver. And he's 2nd and 5. Both teams playing with warp speed. Sanders near side this time. Weaver again, and it'll be short of the first down. 42. Sanders trying to make something happen, and he'll be looking
Better the year ago. Now they feel like they're much more deep and can rush the passer with 4.
Dylan Edwards checks in at running back. Sanders near side caught. Xavier Weaver again. Edwards remains in the game. Remember, he had a monster game against TCU in their opener. Sanders looking, and he's got his man Dylan Edwards. A flag on the play, but if it stands, it's a first down.
I think they're going to call offensive pass interference here. Watch on the outside. This is Javon Antonio, and he's going to run his route right into the defender that's covering Edwards, knocks him over. That's where the ball is thrown. It's caught past the line of scrimmage.
There's 2 fouls on the play, and both will be enforced. Pass interference, offense, number 4. After the play is over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Defense, number 1. That results in automatic first down.
Modern day, first down and 10 at the 45. And near side, Weaver trying to find a crease.
Xavier Weaver, Dylan Edwards, and getting it out quickly.
2nd and 8 at the 48. Sanders, he pitches it. Edwards cuts it back. Nice stick.
Limiting the possessions of Caleb Williams has to be a goal of any opponent.
Here comes a blitz. Sanders has it. Deflected and incomplete.
Boy,
Mason Cobb got a hand on it.
And almost picked off in there. I think that was Dejon Benton who had a chance, number 79. As Mason Cobb comes on the blitz, number 13, he's going to rise up and bat this ball down, and then there's a player in the middle there, and I believe that was Benton, and he was diving. Yes, it was, and he had a...
Of the drive right here. Shedeur Sanders with time, looking. Sanders off his back foot, incomplete. And that'll bring up a 4th down and long.
Well, he's trying to get the deep over route here. He's going to try to get this ball over to Javon Antonio, and he waits and waits and waits, but where he needs to throw it right here is just on the outlet. Jimmy Horn was wide open. There he's got a wide open receiver, and he waited and he waited. If there's one criticism I would have for Shedeur, it's that he holds the ball just a bit too long. Defensive line.
6'3", 300 pounds. 2nd down and 9. Sanders, nice hesitation move.
And a wrench in this defense. I will not be shocked if they come after him here.
3rd down and 5 at the 30-yard line. Sanders backpedaling, steps into his throw, and intercepted on the near side. Christian Roland Wallace with the interception. And USC is in business deep inside Colorado territory.
As Shedeur was trying to escape the pocket out to his right, he's trying to find Xavier Weaver. And there's Christian Roland Wallace, the transfer from Arizona. And he's in perfect position right there. Weaver was going inside. Shedeur thinks he's going to stay on the outside. Easy interception, and sets up the Trojans inside the 25-yard line. Shedeur normally very sure-handed with the football, does not turn it over. That's only his 2nd interception thrown on the year. And things could...
Empty backfield. Here's Shedeur, and it's caught by his tight end, Harrison.
Increased the possessions and number of snaps for USC.
2nd down and 4. Sanders running it this time. He'll pitch it out late to Jimmy Horn.
Try to convert.
Run it straight ahead, looking for the first down, and Colorado has it. But this is
a great game for them.
From the SC 47. Play fake. Sanders up the sideline. Incomplete. Looks like he may have had an open receiver, but some miscommunication on the route. Xavier Weaver, the target.
Looks like they're trying to run a little bit of an RPO / play action pass, but it was double covered over there. They're trying to get the ball to Weaver, but watch, you got Roland Wallace underneath, and then on top, they've also got Bryson to this wide side of the field.
Sanders throws it far side. Caught. Nice run after the catch. Jimmy Horn Jr.
Nice little run there from Edwards.
First down at the 30. Sanders takes his time. Lost one in the air. Caught. Touchdown, Colorado. Jimmy Horn Jr.
Sanders here. Watch the field safety. He comes down in coverage. When he comes down, Sanders knows that he's got the top throw over for a post and a touchdown. There's Horn. Beautiful route. Great speed. Terrific throw from Sanders.
3rd down and 8. Sanders delivers, guns it near side, incomplete, no flags on the play. Antonio, the intended receiver, and Jackson was there defensively.
Yeah, not a great route from Antonio. Shedeur was expecting him to be a yard more upfield because that's where the sticks were. He needed to try to get all the way to the 30-yard line. Antonio was running back to the 29. And that's why it's incomplete there, and a lot good so far this year.
A former quarterback that becomes a defensive lineman. That one thrown out to Jimmy Horn. Sanders, play action. Dumps it down, incomplete. And Harrison, the top of the 34. Sanders looking. Sanders in trouble, spinning, delivers, and just throws it out of bounds. Benton, as well as Jamil Muhammad with pressure, number 10 and number 79.
They're trying to throw the ball over here to the right. You got a hook and you got a little bit of an out route, but watch the wide receivers. They don't do anything after they stop. So the ball comes out. Now Shedeur Sanders is running for his life. You know, no movement, no crossing routes, and that pass rush starts to show up. And they knew they had to go perform their best.
1st down and 10 at the 17 for Shedeur Sanders, trying to get something going at the end of this first half. Jimmy Horn, nice move after the catch at the next level.
Great player at the safety position and covers a lot of ground.
1st and 10 at the 27. Sideline throw. Xavier Weaver. 2nd and 5. Sanders steps up in the pocket, in trouble, wants to run it, breaks the line of scrimmage and picks up a 1st down as he slides at the 40.
Nice job reading the defense there. They dropped back into coverage. He found a lane and picked up the 1st down before he went down and gave him some.
Sanders, here's a screen. Hankerson with blockers in front of him, and he'll pick up another 1st down.
Sanders basket
47 for Colorado. Sanders looking. Sanders squares his shoulders, now runs it, and he'll go down hard. 42 seconds to go. Sanders.
They got him.
Sanders steps up in the pocket, runs it, gets the 1st down and more. Sanders sprinting to the end zone. Touchdown, Colorado. Shedeur Sanders using his legs. No quit in these mountain men. A 25-yard run for a touchdown.
Boy, had to have it. That defense just split like the Red Sea. Good decision by Sanders to just take off right away. Now we'll call full flow. So you've got a back going out to the right, and you've also got motion. What that does is it gets everybody moving over to the right. You see in this man coverage. Now, I think they're trying to throw to the tight end right here, but he gets gobbled up by the safety, and as soon as that happens, Shedeur Sanders takes off because there's nobody left in the middle of the field. So it's a good read from Sanders, and in particular knowing right away it's either tight end or me, and he takes off for a touchdown.
And 5. And Sanders keeps it with running room and slides down. Shedeur Sanders running
to use his legs.
7 carries, 64 yards for Sanders in this game. 1st down at the 35. Here's Sanders to throw it, screen, deflected, incomplete. And I tell you, Solomon Byrd has been
transfer here to Colorado, but they've waited to get him healthy to get him back on the field.
Buffalo's need a 1st down here. Sanders in trouble. Sanders hit and sacked. Muhammad in there to clean it up. And Jamil Muhammad
with the sack, a loss of 10.
Well, he's got nowhere to go, Sanders, because both edge rushers do a great job. You've got Bird on one side and Muhammad, and then Muhammad finally cleans it up. But you see right there, he can't scoot up in the pocket because there's pressure. He can't move outside of the pocket because there's pressure.
At the 20. Sanders sidesteps. Flag on the play. Sanders buys time. Sideline throw incomplete. But there is a flag.
Yeah, I think they're going to get a hold here on the left tackle. Christian Lichtenhand.
Holding. Offense. Number 69. That's a 10-yard penalty.
So here's the hold, but what I want you to see is watch the matchup that they've got with Dylan Edwards. That ball needs to be thrown right now before the hold. That ball has got to be thrown out there and anticipated from Shedeur. And again, like you're going to nitpick because of the level of game and competition that you're going up against. But those are the little things. If you got Edwards, if he's one-on-one with a linebacker, ball has got to be up.
Makes it first down and 20 at the 10. Play fake. Edwards. Sanders. Quick strike to Harrison. Sanders passing.
Aware of his ability to scramble.
Second down and 15. Sanders again. This time his receiver had not broken out of his break. Shedeur Sanders steps up in the pocket and sacked again. Romello Height. The Auburn transfer. A loss of 7.
Romello is going to line up on that left side. He's all the way on the left side. Watch, he's going to loop back in. And he's going to finally get home on Shedeur. And there was coverage dropping back. Nowhere to go in that long yardage situation.
41-14. Shedeur Sanders near side. Ball caught. Omarion Miller turns it up. Miller with a burst. Can he get there? Omarion Miller down. Deep inside SC territory.
He is a really good young player.
First down and goal at the 2. Sanders lost the fade in the corner. Incomplete.
Trying to go back to the youngster, Miller, who was looking for a flag. Should have got it. There was a lot of contact. Damani Jackson was in coverage, and he just grabs his jersey as he's going to the corner and just kind of holds him. Don't know why a flag didn't come out, but it leaves Colorado now with second down. They've been able to run it a little bit. Like this, that's what's wild.
Throw it out, far side, incomplete. Shedeur Sanders. Lincoln Riley to him, but for the University of Southern California program in general. Here's Sanders, throws a deep ball. And caught at the 15. Omarion Miller, flag on the play, though.
I think he caught that one-handed. Through the contact. They're going to get a defensive pass interference here. Watch as he's fighting through the contact. And I think he gets his right arm held behind him. And he goes out just left-handed and then corrals it with both hands going to the ground. I'll tell you what, for a youngster, this guy has come out here and shown some serious skills on the outside.
He's got 2 catches. The first was for 65.
The result of the play is a completed catch. There's 2 fouls on the play, both by the defense. Offside. Defense. That penalty is declined. Pass interference. Defense. Number 14. That penalty is declined. The results of the play, first down.
Because of the nature of this game and his coach wanting to see what he's got.
On second down, Shedeur Sanders finds Harrison. Touchdown, Colorado. 21 yards. Sanders lobs it in the end zone.
Did he get a foot down?
We'll see. Yes, he did. They convert
in this next half, and that will determine who's on the field for the rest of the season.
They'll fire it out wide. And that's Harrison. Pac-12 championship a year ago.
There's no doubt. And remember, we're at elevation, and now all of a sudden in the second half, defense.
Sounds like you know something, partner. As they run it. No, to the sideline throw, incomplete.
Recruiting rankings.
Second down and 10. Shedeur drops it off. Harrison again. Starting to really make some big
ball in the end zone.
Gain of 17. Sanders bottled up. And he will be tackled for a loss.
So they've got 2 snaps here to get the first.
Sanders crosses the line of scrimmage.
Now he's going to try to come like this potentially, but you've got to be aware of the tight end slipping back across the field.
4th down and 5. Sanders sprints out of the pocket. Looking. Touchdown of Marion Miller. Wow. This kid's electric. His 3rd catch of the game. He's over 100 yards. And now with his first TD. That makes it a 48-33 game.
The body control and concentration from Miller is off the charts on this play. It's a broken play. Sanders scrambles out of the pocket, and here's Miller running the back end line. And watch, he's going down. He slid down and just flashes those hands late as the ball's going to the ground, and he's able to secure the touch.
20. Shedeur Sanders. Sideline throw. Caught. Amarion Miller with a burst. Oh, he almost broke that one.
Showing out.
1st down and 10 at the 48. Here's his son, Shedeur. Dancing around. And he'll get rid of it. That's what Shedeur has not been doing this year. Just getting rid of that football and not taking the sack.
Certainly a couple of times last week against Oregon, he held the ball too long. There was a time earlier in this game on a 3rd down on that first series. He held it a little too long. But he's been much better in this second half. And candidly, the offensive play calling has been much better as well. Getting the ball out quickly to the athletes in space.
Here's Sanders. Guns it. Caught. Oh, incomplete. What a great defensive play. Huge breakout performance for him. Can he continue to get open? Shedeur Sanders sprints out. Sanders looks backside, and he'll take the sack. Great defense by USC. Benton, Solomon Bird. 3rd sack of the day for Southern California.
Great job by this defensive backfield. Watch these guys. There's nowhere to throw this ball. The unfortunate part is that on 4th down, the ball has to be thrown. You can't take that sack. That is a massive mistake from Shedeur Sanders. Dion knows it. They tried to run the little sprint out. It wasn't there, but the ball has to be thrown. Even once he stops and looks back to the backside, it looks like he was trying to go back to Amarion Miller. Have to throw it. Cannot take the sack. PO/zone read with Shedeur Sanders, but certainly not like that.
2nd down and 12 of the 20. Sanders in the pocket, steps up, looking for room, and he dives forward. 3rd down and 4. Here's the freshman from Louisiana. Sanders caught. Amarion Miller 1st down. Buffaloes 13-yard gain.
Boy, that ball surprised him. It was thrown with such great anticipation from Sanders that Miller barely turned around before he caught it.
1st down at the 41. Sanders off his back foot to the sideline. 49. Empty backfield for Shedeur Sanders. Sanders over to the sideline. Scott Miller. Miller still running and finally
trying to pop a run in the middle. It's taken a lot of time.
Here's Sanders dancing around, breaks a tackle, lets it go. Sideline, Miller. Did he get a foot inbound? Yes, he did. Amarion Miller with a gain of 21.
How about the body control here? He sees where he's at, knows where he's at, and keeps those toes in bounds. Beautiful play. And how about Shedeur Sanders escaping that pressure in the backfield, keeping his eyes down the field, and finding a completion.
1st down. Remember, Jimmy Horn, Xavier Weaver, terrific receivers. Here's Sanders, end zone, touchdown, Jimmy Horn.
The Amarion Miller effect. Watch Bullock, the safety. He's going to drop into his cover two, but he gets more width than he probably wants to, which allows Horn the opportunity to get the space in the middle. Did you see him roll out there? That's using your personnel. And as soon as the safety Bullock was wider than he wanted to be, Shedeur Sanders knows he's got the seam route. Horn gets over the linebacker, and it's a touchdown for Colorado.
Last week, no tight end, 4 wide receivers, which would seem to think that Sanders has to do that. He has to... And again, just 5 blocking, which increases the likelihood that...
The linemen are timing that as well.
Now, Sivion Wilkerson empties out of the backfield. So again, just 5 to protect, 4 to rush, and they're right in. But Sanders gets away, but is tracked down, the retrace by the defensive. So it is Colorado with that special teams win. They start at the Arizona 36. That play action, good dart by Sanders to the middle. And complete to Antonio. The legendary coach himself and Fritz Shermer. Pat Shermer calling the plays. Sanders 10. Sanders is home. Touchdown, Colorado.
It's a great job of Shedeur Sanders. Here comes the pressure. They're all at different levels. Meaning the defensive linemen, one is at 5 yards in the backfield, one is 3, one is at the line of scrimmage, and that is always advantage quarterback. Shedeur Sanders sees the running lane, tucks it, shows his athleticism. Touchdown, Colorado.
All right, here's the short third down, pass play. Sanders fires one. Nice job in there. A little bit of a roll, just enough of the move to buy time and find Weaver.
Yeah, really impressive of standing in the pocket, right amid all the pressure he's been under. Nice job clearing out from 87 here, and then right underneath comes Weaver. Good combination route. Run game.
Now they go the 3 wideouts, all go to the left, including Weaver. The wide side of the field, that's where Sanders wants to go. No, and he held the ball. Wow. Taylor
physically anticipating pressure, trying to find his way out of it.
3rd and 5, 4 rush. Sanders back. Now steps up. He's going to run for it, and he won't get it. What a terrific tackle in the open field for Arizona. That is Dalton Johnson, who has really shined the games we've seen this year.
So look at this pocket. That's it right there. Watch him stay within the integrity of it, and then here comes Johnson.
Conference this year. And on 1st down, there's your deep shot. The go route has worked for Colorado this year, and there it's going to be incomplete. And that's, you see the reaction of Hunter expecting the flag.
Well, he runs right by Ephesians Prysock, and the ball isn't thrown out in front. It's underthrown, and Prysock does a nice job. See how he looks back?
Yeah.
Most DBs
really
don't.
Registers with me. 3rd down and 5. Empty, and Sanders does get time. Well, there's a little bit of wind. Just a gorgeous day. Sanders slight roll to the right. Drills it again. Oh, and there's the Durrani 3. Pulls the ball back from Wilkerson. Hits his man just short of the stick. It's going to be a short.
There's Hunter in the slot.
Sanders gets out. He's going to get the 1st down. To a 1st down in this opening quarter. Oh, batted down again, right in the face of Sanders comes the pressure.
Ball's out of the quarterback's hand.
To the corner. Beautiful throw and a touchdown to Jimmy Horn.
Matched up against Martell Irby. You called it, Ted. Right in the only location possible. Perfect placement, great adjustment. Touchdown.
So on 1st down, we'll swing pass. Oh, and Anthony Hankerson, that ball not thrown accurately with the LA Rams. When the Rams are on defense, Sean McVay was sitting with Jared Goff on the bench, right? He let the defense run the defense. Nice toss. That's a nice job there. Sanders took something off that throw.
Oh, yeah, 2nd window. He wanted to throw it initially. You'll see him kind of hold on to it, allow Hunter to get through the zone, past Jacob Manu. Catchable ball.
And we have a late flag down.
Ineligible receiver downfield. Offense, number 69. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Plays that negatively affect your team.
3rd most penalized team in the conference, Colorado. Nice job by Sanders. Boy, just buying all kinds of time. And then a few yards after the haven't gotten home as much. And there they don't get home, and Sanders takes the go route shot down the field. There's just some. And Colorado out to their 40. Sanders drifts middle, got to get out. Manu got him out. Now he throws that ball ahead. Would think he's outside the tackle box. Not sure it got back to the line of scrimmage. I don't think the pass got back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they're talking about.
Yep, there goes the flag.
Yep.
He was outside the tackle box, but not back to the line of scrimmage.
And this is all Jacob Manu.
Intentional grounding. Offense, number 2. Penalty is a loss of down. 2nd down.
Hunter, he's lined up against Trayden Stukes in the slot.
And Sanders launches one for Hunter. And that's going to be a flag. So the flag comes down against Trayden Stukes. And that'll get Colorado a 1st down.
It's a really nice acting job for Travis Hunter.
Pass interference. Defense, number 2. 15-yard penalty. Automatic 1st down.
Watch him off the line of scrimmage, Ted. He's kind of just jogging, thinking it's a run play away, just kind of taking my time. But he's allowing the receiver to get in front of him to clear out some space against Stukes. Really nice job of executing that route and giving him a shot to get the PI.
Yeah, pretty clear, though. Again, the right arm hits here for Colorado. The line they need to get is the 47 of Arizona. And Hankerson with the fight's going to get it. Nice job. No hurry up here for Colorado. Hunter motions to the slot bottom. Sanders started to look that way. Now comes to the middle. He's got his man. 1st down inside the 30 to Jimmy Horn.
Arizona's bringing everybody here. Linebackers are waiting, trying to spy. Shedeur Sanders stands in the pocket so strong. There's nobody dropping in the middle of the field. It's an easy read. And they're in their traditional 8DB package.
Sanders drifting back, way back. Not going to get outside right. Comes back across the field. And slipping was Dylan Edwards. Say, Shedeur Sanders is terrific at extending plays, isn't he?
Oh, man.
Just buying time.
He's got a great understanding of the protection. And I think that's the #1 thing that a lot of quarterbacks struggle with, because there's a lot of passers out there, Ted. And a lot of offenses just play catch. He's playing quarterback. He's done that his whole life. He's been trained to understand where guys align, what's coming. And I think when your O-line has struggled, you've got to find the areas that are safe when you drop back.
He's played Survivor Boulder quite a bit this year. And he's
just you should be able to run the ball against this.
Yeah. Wow, spread very wide. Sanders over the middle, has the man. 15-10. Weaver to the pylon. Let's see. Touchdown.
Does a great job, because they bring a bunch of pressure. He throws it to where the pressure comes from. Easy read by him to Weaver, and he does the rest, trying to get over the.
Out of bounds at the half-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal from the half-yard line.
I was just talking to Jerry Maroff before the game.
Do they call that or try for just a quick handoff?
Wilkerson is the running back. No, and then Wilkerson's there to push him. And let's see what's the result of this rugby pile. Good throw, 1st down. So 53 seconds, first down for Colorado. Shot, Hunter, he's out there. Hunter has it, and Colorado's in business.
Again, he just ran right by Prysock. Wins on his release. Prysock moves inside too much, and this time, number 7 never looks back.
So that may be why there was no flag. And so tipped and incomplete. The Buffs have a timeout so they could use the field. Ooh, Sanders has to get rid of it, incomplete. Hunter was running down the far side. That's where Sanders was looking. Hunter and Weaver both on the far side.
And watch Travis Hunter here. He's going to end up motioning over here, runs an out route, and he's open. Shedeur Sanders trying to throw it there, but what happens? The tackle gets pushed back right into his lap.
Field goal try. And again, they could use the whole field. Oh, getting through, spinning around. No face mask. Sanders still going, and he's going to get out of bounds. Finally shoved out by Prysock. What a job by Shedeur Sanders to save about 20 yards of potential loss and give Colorado a field goal try.
This is so impressive. I mean, he has just willed his team all season long. The pressure almost taken down once, almost taken down twice. He knows the situation, he knows the clock is winding, takes a peek at it, basically gets back.
Gonna swing it out, and stumbling again. That's the second time. 4 rush, Sanders again, retreating. Into the middle and right at the line. Sanders to the middle of the field. No, not held. Low there with Jimmy Horn.
Take a look at the previous play where they converted for a first down. Here comes pressure off the edge, and watch Shedeur Sanders just feel it. Subtly move, no hold on the O-line. He's got just such a great feel in the pocket, Ted.
And Colorado has 3rd and 8. And Sanders has the middle open. He has got wrapped up high. Great opportunity to regain the lead. Sanders stops in between the hashes, not at the right hash. Fires to the sideline. Nope, out of bounds. And flag down as well.
Illegal formation, offense, more than 4 players in the backfield. 5-yard penalty, first down.
Yep, that's a good catch. So 1st and 15. And they get the
keep an eye right here. That's Justin Flo. This is his first action on defense today.
And Sanders to the end zone. It is caught. No, not in bounds by Weaver. And again, everybody looking to see if a yellow was going to flow as Weaver and Tacario Davis were battling.
Yeah, there was a battle indeed. A pull there by Davis on the jersey right near the collar.
Only 3 rush. So Sanders, he tried to spy him, he got away from it. Well, Justin Flo was supposed to be spying him and didn't.
Yeah, he gets caught behind his own teammate as he's spying the quarterback. There he is, watch. That's one linebacker. There's Flo, spy. He gets caught by his own guy, Bill Norton. Shedeur sets it up, no problem.
Near the end of the year. Now Sanders will go down, so that'll be just the 2nd sack for Arizona today. Swing to Edwards, but he's pinned along the sideline. Manu finally. 4 rush. Middle throw. Sanders has his man. Flag down at the
end. Personal foul. Roughing and passing. Defense. Number 11. After distance to the goal. First down.
Taylor Upshaw amongst the conference leaders in sacks, trying to get one, but hit Sanders late.
See it right at the top. Yeah, that's an easy call. And look, there's no mistake. This is a pass.
Look at the reversal by Horn. And wide open is Harrison for the Colorado touchdown.
Watch your tight end, 87. You'll see it happen. He'll end up right there. He's going to start on this side with the motion. He sneaks all the way across the other side, and there he is wide open. What a play. The delay.
And Arizona, Fafita has been excellent at that. Colorado's been a takeaway machine. Not today. In fact, there should have been one time. Whoa, and there's the sack. So Arizona, pure pressure going way back early in the game. And they get finally to Shedeur Sanders.
Yeah, and this is DJ Warnell. He's coming in because Martell Irby came out. He, Jacob Manu, and company all find their way.
All right, let's see if they get some yards back on second down, and they do on a nice diving catch, at least ruled that way on the field by Caleb Mathis.
See the end of the catch
and
here.
that ruling now, they're ruling this incomplete on the field after a conversation. Over the middle, and just a nice play. Last 2 weeks with a chance to get to the champ game. Norton's going to get through, and Shedeur gets out of trouble, incomplete. So now fourth down. Shedeur Sanders fires, and already Colorado in scoring position on the pass to Weaver. Again, Travis Hunter, hash mark bottom. Sanders looking right, throwing right, stop route, broken up at the end. I think broken up. Takario Davis the cover. Weaver had it. Let's see how close it came.
This is impressive. Watch Davis at the end turn his head, sees the ball, then turns again. Kind of that baseball.
Hunter goes up top. He's just at the numbers, the 30-yard line at the top. Sanders stepping up. Big, oh no, it closed up quickly. A big opening in the middle of the field, but it closed up.
And the Colorado sideline wants a targeting or late hit on.
Well,
four-man rush, climbs the pocket. He's got a great feel for it.
Yeah, no face mask.
Yeah, and no
the late hit on Manu is what they're looking at, right? What they're screaming about. Dominic Lalizio, another player, not called his name. Dominic Lalizio made that.
Lining up to the bottom of your screen in the 3-by-1 out of the backfield. It's complete. And a nice gain to Draylon Miller.
Great job opening up a hole on third down.
Horn in motion. Sanders gets it out to Horn on the edge. And a nice gain of about 8, maybe 9 on the play. Sanders gets it out quick, complete. Webster stays on his feet and gave them a little bit of important yak yards after the contact. Ryan Jones put his hat down and couldn't bring him down alone.
The leading receiver in the spring game was LaJohntay Webster. And the great ball placement allows Webster to cut up the field. How about the physicality?
Pat Shurmur, the new offensive coordinator for Colorado. Pressure coming. Shedeur gets out a dart, complete to Hunter. On the move, showing him his shoe bottoms. Buffaloes crib it. Touchdown.
It was to win a national championship.
See the use of the tablet on the sidelines. One of the changes this year in college football. Shedeur Sanders over the middle of the field. Horn on the catch at the other end. The connection and a touchdown. First down and 10 for Shedeur Sanders. Horn on the other end of that catch. Out across midfield. Trips at the 48. 10 personnel again. 1 tailback, no tight ends for the Buffaloes. Sanders gets it out quickly to Travis Hunter, who has played in every play so far. We didn't expect that today so far, did we?
We thought we'd get a little more rest for Travis Hunter with the depth that they've had on both sides. Shedeur does a nice job with pressure coming, leading Travis Hunter away from the defender.
Impressed with his quarterback, Shedeur Sanders, who he says prepares like a pro. Down the sideline for Hunter, who is getting tutorials from Terrell Owens. Looks like he made the catch, but it was out of bounds.
He does.
3rd and 4 for Sanders. And he's going to be sacked back in midfield at the 50-yard line. There was coverage downfield. Ducks himself like a pro already, and has been for a couple of years. First down and 10, 98 yards away. And a couple of timeouts remaining. They set up the screen out of the end zone, trying to get to the edge. Offered one of the OBs, the original Buffaloes. On the out, man, what a rope complete to Will Shepard. And they're going to say that he was out of bounds. So a 3rd and 4. Sanders stepping up. Pulls. Complete at the 24-yard line for the first down. 12 with the catch. Blitz coming off the edge. Sanders delivers complete. And this time Shepard stays in bounds and picks up the first down. With 30 seconds to play, an 11-yard pickup.
You can just see the processing ability of Shedeur Sanders at the line, making a check to make sure they had any potential blitz picked up. And then when the blitzers bail, knowing exactly where to go with the football.
Clean pocket. Keeping his eyes downfield. Sanders finally throws it out of bounds, incomplete. They run a twist. Sanders elusive. Fires, got his man, and a good move down to the 39-yard line. First down pickup. Wester with a catch, 9 seconds to go. And the Buffaloes are going to use one of the remaining 2 timeouts.
Colorado was called their second timeout of the half. 30-second timeout.
With 9 seconds to go.
This is just purely the magic of Shedeur. I mean, it's almost immediate pressure coming from his left. He escapes out, avoids another rusher, has the poise to stop behind the line of scrimmage, and then that's an absolute dart.
Man.
And afterwards, I think one thing that's underrated about this guy is his toughness. The amount of times that he got hit last year, got up and never complained, never threw his guys under the bus.
Great point, Roddy. I was going to mention that. Never heard him fault or point the fingers at his offensive linemen, you know.
Or else you got no shot.
From the 40. Sanders gets it off down the middle. Caught at the 8-yard line. Jimmy Horn. His helmet comes off.
You don't like us, man. Why do you do this to yourself? Come on. Like, it would be hard for me to really engage in someone I don't like or something I don't like. I'm just asking why. Like, why?
Sanders at Colorado. Incredibly important game.
Shedeur steps up. And tackled on North Dakota State of midfield. Hunter at the bottom of your screen. Shedeur comes back the other way to Hunter. Makes the catch. What a grab. 1st and goal, Buffaloes. The irrepressible Travis Hunter with another circus catch.
Tight man coverage down the field, and you can see the strength of Travis Hunter. Last little shove.
The screen. 4 wideouts in the formation. Sanders into the end zone for Hunter. Well covered, incomplete.
Down to the bottom. Does he take that matchup?
Sanders pulls, incomplete, and picked off. It takes a crazy carom into Kubitz's hands. And they kill the drive in the end zone. Wow. we've got to take another look at who that bounced off of and how it got into the arms of the defender.
That's the corner.
Alfaro.
Anthony Shedeur Alfaro, who's laying on the ground. He's doing push-ups in the end zone, and it bounces off his back leg.
Wow.
What a fortuitous bounce.
It's underway here in the third quarter. Mark Jones, Roddy Jones, Quint Kesenick down to the field. The season opener for both these teams. Sanders wide open. Room service downfield and all the way down to the 28. The catch by Jimmy Horn. A 44-yard pickup, and they got it back in a rush.
It's cover two. These guys split, and Jimmy Horn just goes right down the middle. And Shedeur Sanders, all he has to do is put it in the area and let Jimmy Horn make the catch. He has had an incredible afternoon.
Sanders gets it out quickly into the flat. Nice couple of cuts and a nice first down run by Wester, who seems to be 10. Nose of the ball resting at the 20. Sanders escapes and steps out of bounds. They're going to spot it in
game, but when they've needed to run it, they haven't been able to, and the protection has been iffy at best.
Sanders pulls it out into the end zone. Touchdown, Hunter. Just called 12.
Unbelievable ball skills and trust from Shedeur Sanders. Marcus Shepard has pretty good coverage, but his back is turned. Shedeur throws it to the inside. Travis Hunter throws the deep. Deserved, but certainly the officials and the official community know what he meant to this game.
Sanders underneath, and a nice catch by Wester. It's been one of his favorite FCS with 9 national championships. On 3rd and 1, they're going to pick up the first down in one possession football game. 2nd down and 10. Sanders over the middle, complete. That's Offerdahl again, a little bit short of the first down. They feel that they've established a culture here. Shedeur, what a pass to Will Shepard. Tremendous touch for the first down. Picks up 12 on the play.
We talk about a quarterback's arm talent. Things like that pop up. It's not just the ability to drive the ball and throw it as hard as you can. It's the ability to layer the ball over a defender and get it down to your receiver.
Blitz off the edge. He gets it out quickly. Complete. And a missed tackle on Hayden, who picks up the first down. 10th play of the drive. Sanders delivers downfield. Knocked away at the last moment by Marcus Gully. 7 in a row before that incompletion. 2nd and 10. Completes this. Oh, wow. Spoke a little bit early as Horn. Usually Travis Hunter time. Sanders caught. They're going to rule it complete to Travis Hunter. It is 12.
Of course it's Travis Hunter.
Sanders completes it. Nice catch, Miller. Miller pushed out of bounds.
His poise. I mean, you could convince me that way too.
Sanders, couple of fakes and tackled hard, rolling forward to about the
unbelievable.
2nd and goal. Sanders puts his foot in the ground, but is going to be stopped up short of the end zone at about the 4-yard line. Once again, Gully there to make 2-1. They just get it off into the end zone. Contact. What a catch! A miraculous, implausible, impossible catch by 12. Travis Hunter with another clip on the reel. How did he catch that, Roddy? We need the replay here.
This is a desperation throw. The play clock's running down.
Come on.
That's unbelievable. That's a glitch.
Out of the backfield, complete. Nice move out to the 25 by Hunter. Got to get to the 35 to keep hold and possession. Off the play fake, surveying, nowhere to go, going the wrong way. Sanders pulls, got a man, contact, and a flag. It was intended for Wester. Young was back there in coverage, and Young never turned around. That looked like an easy call to make. But Sanders buying himself time here.
Pass interference, defense, number 35, 15-yard penalty enforced in the previous spot. First down.
Sanders has a man, and it's incomplete. No flag on the play.
Take the ball back somewhere around 50 seconds.
Sanders gets it out quickly, complete. Got a block on the edge. Horn is going to come up a little bit short.
Play action. Ball knocked down to the line of scrimmage. They tried to get it to Travis Hunter, but Ty Robinson again to the air, quickly behind the line of scrimmage, and a drop. 2 incompletions to get started. LaJohntay Wester had it. Nebraska brings 4. Sanders in trouble. Down he goes. Ty Robinson batted down the ball. Sanders in trouble again. Second sack tonight. Nash Hutmaker. Ty Robinson. 2 incompletions, 2 sacks for Sanders. Now he gets started. A completion to the 40-yard line. Good job of breaking a tackle by Jimmy Horn Jr. and fighting out to the 37. Sanders, 5-man rush. Quick completion out to the 30, and down to the 28-yard line goes Will Shepard, the transfer. 7 yards deep. Lets it go to the sideline. Pick 6. Tommy Hill, the short run to the house. 4-man rush. Sanders in trouble, trying to escape. Eyes downfield. Once again, he goes down. 3rd time he's been sacked. MJ Sherman gets him quickly. And a right now catch, LaJohntay Wester. Big hit on the 25-yard line. They get 0 for 2, converting on 3rd down. Quick drop. Between the hashes, incomplete. Linebacker blitz on the way, quickly out of his hands. First down, Travis Hunter. From the 32, play action. Lets this one go down the far sideline. A lot of contact, but the ball way out of bounds. No flag tonight. 2nd down 10, another linebacker blitz. Shifting and finding an open man at the 34-yard line. A good open field tackle. Sabell's the answer. Needs one here on 3rd and 8. Another 5-man rush. Sanders sacked again. Down to the 32. 4-man rush. Sanders, nice pocket. There's a strike across the 50-yard line. Inside of Nebraska territory goes Travis Hunter. First down, when you're down 21, you're in a hurry. Linebacker blitz. Just as he was hit, a little too high for Hunter on the outside. Pat Shermer
completion. We're 2nd and long right here. Let's get it into a 3rd and manageable situation where we might get a favorable look.
3-man rush on 2nd and 15. Again over the middle, and another bullet, this time to Will Shepard. This drive with the exact same route to the sideline this time. 25-20, Travis Hunter. 1st and 10, back to the air. Hunter one more time, wrapped up at the shoelace. Coincides with better protection. Travis Hunter is not out there. You saw him on the sideline. Run out to his right, still wants to throw. And threw that one away. Sanders, linebacker blitz coming, steps up, fires to the end zone. Too much before that drive. Empty backfield, quickly out of his hands. Another completion up to the 34-yard line from his teammates. See if they get him even more involved. Well, there you go. A catch and not much of a run. The pursuit, just a 3-man rush. They end up bringing 4. Sanders spins out of trouble and just flings it toward the sideline.
Pretty dire straits right now. They need something.
Sanders on the move. Fires Travis Hunter. 4-man rush. Nice job of stepping up. He's got a lot of room to keep it. Almost brought him down by his jersey. He did not get out of bounds. Tommy Hill, nice tackle. Not as long as 47 yards. He waits to see if he gets a chance. Moving to his left. Sets up, fires. A diving effort, but incomplete. Sanders to the sideline. Jimmy Horn Jr. inside of Nebraska territory.
Performed really, really well.
Down 28, first offensive play for Shedeur Sanders in the second half. Under duress, that's a leaping effort and a great catch by West. Shermer says he talks to him up till 15 seconds left. Incomplete there. Once again, it was a linebacker blitz. Horn in motion. 4-man rush, steps into a nice pocket. Travis Hunter, good hands catch down to the 37-yard line. Fastball from Shedeur gets 9 yards. They go to the air. Here comes a corner blitz. Lets it go to the far sideline. Caught at the 5-yard line.
Explosive plays on this drive. Now we got the ball down the red zone.
Defense gets a 3-and-out. Passing game has him 1st and goal from the 6. Sanders in trouble, dumps it off. LaJohntay Wester form tackled at the 12-yard line and driven back by middle linebacker John Bullock for a loss of 6. Single coverage down to the right. Travis Hunter and Tommy Hill. Looks the other way. Ball batted down. Bullock once again got in and made the play. Empty backfield. Sanders in trouble, spins out of it. Gets new life across the 15. Throws across his body, knocked down.
His pads downhill.
Sanders been much better since the first quarter. A quick hitter out to the left across the 25 and 30. Another first down, Colorado. And dragging tacklers out to the 42 is Dallin Hayden. Little play action. In the pockets. And he's sacked again. At the 36-yard line. Sanders again out of the backfield. Hayden once again up near the 40-yard line. Hard running to the 41. Got some of that back. They blitz. Sanders runs out. Still looking. Firing. Caught out of bounds. Jimmy Horn wants that answer to be yes. 3rd down and 1. Quarterback sneak.
You get Travis Hunter one-on-one up here.
Bad snap. Threw him off. Picked it back up. 2nd down 10. 3-man rush. Sanders steps up, surveys, lets it go. Strike. Down to the 20-yard line. 1st down, Travis Hunter. Gain of 21. Quickly inside the 10. And that's a high tackle there inside the 5.
Quick route to Jimmy Horn makes a big play.
Drop back, blitz coming. Lets it go. Diving catch for the touchdown. LaJohntay Wester.
Before Shedeur Sanders called for the ball.
4 receiver look, and they're all good. That one thrown behind Will Shepard, and it's incomplete. 2nd down and 15.
Shepard set some records at Vanderbilt in the SEC, transferred this offseason. You don't see that
in the backfield. Sanders has time, fires, sideline open. Wester is there, and he's out of bounds.
He was open. Shedeur Sanders was just late with the football. Pretty good protection up front. He was able to step into the throw. Wester was right there in between the corner and the other corner in that zone.
From the 25, Sanders to the air. Has plenty of time, fires, has a man. Flag is down, that's Travis Hunter. And he's down after a gain of 9 at the 34. This year, 45 carries, 75 yards in their first 2 games. Sanders again with time and a target with Will Shepard, who makes the catch right at the 36. 3rd down 2, play action. Sanders with time, little crossing pattern. Jimmy Horn Jr., 1st down to the 28. 15. Blitz comes. Sanders, time, crossing route. Shepard the catch. Caught from behind. Jack Howell.
Forgot.
37, they do. Sanders flushed, fires. Incomplete. Shepard the reach.
Still not able to get picked up.
2nd and 9. Sanders is flushed. Scrambling to the 10 and a slide there. Not much of a gain.
Still not able to get picked up.
2nd and 9. Sanders is flushed. Scrambling to the 10 and a slide there. Not much of a gain. It's where the slide starts, so the ball is marked back at the 10.
Still not that much pressure. They did a decent job blocking it up. I think sometimes Sanders leaves a little bit prematurely. He has a little bit more time in the pocket. But I think he's so used to being under duress, and what happened last week, he doesn't watch the linebackers.
Ball 2 on 3rd. Sanders, crossing pattern, caught and dropped. That's Timmons.
Player playing college football these days.
He has 2 catches, and he's got, a drop. That doesn't happen very often.
Is that an announcer jinx right there? You see him just spit on his hand there to try to get the gloves a little bit stickier. I'm just talking him up. He's right here at the bottom, going to run an in-breaking route. Decent coverage, actually, by the zone, but it's right there in between.
Augusta in the backfield. Shotgun blitz comes. Quick throw. Hunter the catch this time, and he's blasted by Asisima.
His coach.
3rd down 5. Shedeur with time. Middle shot. Caught there at the 35. Wester, who's the active leading receiver in the NCAA with 262 catches.
Watch Shedeur Sanders here. Boom jock number 8 is right in his face. One of my favorite things about Sanders, he is calm under pressure. He will still deliver that football. Used to it. It's happened a lot the last couple years.
17 yards on that hookup. Little sidearm throw. It's a nice improv. Hunter makes the grab, and he's out of bounds.
And the running back should be able to get a nice gain.
Play action. Company in the backfield. Hunter is hit. Caught it. Dropped. Aiden Hector.
Well, and Sanders had to get rid of it right away because of the pressure from Mitchell. Mitchell was going to come up the field and get penetration. That's one where the right guard, Benson, he's got to help out his tackle. Houston a little bit more than that. He just hung the right tackle out to dry. That's almost an impossible block.
Inside the 41. Colorado on the move. Sanders the throw. Little screen pass. And that's Michael Welch with the catch. And he's down to the 31. I think
you look at that, I would have supported a targeting foul on that play.
All right, thank you, Gene. 2nd and short. Tremendous catch, Will Shepard. 2nd and 10. Sanders with time, man wide open on the sidelines. That's Shepard again. They are 1st and 10. Colorado State 16. Sanders again, another quick throw. That's Hunter with the catch. Hunter escapes to the 5 and knocked out of bounds.
How does he do that? I just don't understand how these guys stop in an instant like that.
12-yard gain.
Watch him. Watch right after he catches it. In the air, he stops and goes the other way.
Sanders, end zone, caught! Touchdown! Wester! 2nd down at 13. Colorado State has 2 timeouts. Colorado has 2. Over the middle. And it was intended for Will Shepard.
He stopped. Shepard stopped his route. I'm not exactly sure why. You can see Sanders talking to him. Sanders threw the crossing route, and Shepard just stopped in the middle of the route.
Sanders steps into the pocket, fires over the middle, caught there. It's Hunter. Hunter has the 1st down. And he is stopped.
Within 5 yards of it.
Remember, the 2-minute timeout was right around the bend. Long throw, and Hunter knew where the sideline was as he was backpedaling and got the feet down.
Colorado still has those 2 timeouts. That's a long throw in college football. From the left hash all the way to the right sideline. He got 2 feet in. He's ready for the next real long that he had it, but they saw it.
Sanders sets up, fires, deep left side. It is incomplete. Shepard almost had it. We can choose from Alejandro Amata and Jace Feely. Feely has a stronger leg. Sanders over the middle. Oh, big crunching hit. Jimmy Horn Jr. somehow holds up. 1st and 10. Going quickly here. Sanders backpedaling, fires just over the hand of Horn on a deep crossing route. 2nd and 10. 1:05 left in this first half.
That's an overthrow there by Sanders. He threw it off his back foot. Jimmy Horn Jr. was wide open. That's one critique I definitely have of Shedeur Sanders. Sometimes he takes too many sacks, and too often he's throwing off his back foot or off platform when he doesn't have to.
Colorado has 2 timeouts left. Sanders fires, got a man! Wester, he's 5! He's touchdown, Colorado! 34 yards! Looks back to the 37. Augusta in motion, Sanders throw, Horn with the catch, and Jimmy Horn Jr. Sanders fires it out, it's off the hands of Horn. Horn is 5'10", and that pass was out of his reach. They're down 7.
Way too high there by Shedeur Sanders on the move. Horn really had no chance. Would have had some room to run up here once.
Sanders, and the throw is caught right at the stick by Travis Hunter. We'll see where they state territory at the 48. Augusta in motion. Sanders again to the air, fires, tight window, caught. Will Shepard. 4 men come. Sanders' little dump off, and it's incomplete. It was broken up, so it's 4th down and 6.
And he threw that behind Wester. Wester's going to come from the left side of your screen. Sanders steps up. He's open. Shedeur Sanders throws it behind him.
From the 13. Sanders, nice touch. Caught there. Wester is knocked out of bounds. Ryan, before that ball released. Touchdown, Travis Hunter. Hunter, 10 catches, 68 yards. Little dump off, and that's the tight end, Savell Smalls. Our big-time receivers. Sanders, Augusta. He's got a nice game, and he lost the ball. Who's got it? Turnover for Colorado State.
Colorado should run it here to be able to take it to the end of the quarter.
Nope. Sanders loads up. There's a lot of early contact there, but no flag. Sanders, little pivot there. Hunter's back in the game, and he makes the catch, and he's out of bounds. To keep him...
Stupid penalties like that one.
Well, they did have the celebration where 4 got flagged.
That was more fun than stupid, I'd say.
Caught there by Will Shepard along the sideline. That's a really nice throw by Shedeur Sanders. Got it up and over a defender and found Shepard on the sideline. 2nd and 4. Sanders again fires. End zone. Hunter caught it. Touchdown. 22 yards.
If you can play like number 12 does, you can certainly do your dance. This is a beautiful throw by Sanders against that zone coverage in the side of the ball.
2nd and 8. Sanders to throw on target there. It's caught by Terrell Timmons, the transfer from North. So has Sanders. And on target again, LaJounte Wester. 4-man rush. Sanders out of the flat. Michael Welch is hit.
The right thing. He should take it inside the 5. That was too early.
Play action. Flag down, and he slides down. Programs. Sanders, little swing pass. That's Charlie Offerdahl, and he's out to the 40. All sits at the 40. Sanders fires. Sideline, that's Travis Hunter with the catch. And Hunter's out to the 50. And we're approaching. Play action. They take a shot.
Wow.
And it's incomplete.
On that last play. That is not smart.
They're down in 6. Going to throw it again. Sanders fires sideline. It's broken up. Sissima
hit again. Now they're going for it on 4th down.
And Sanders in the pocket gets hit, and it's incomplete.
I mean, he just took another hit from a D tackle.
This makes no sense.
It's Caden Jenkins, bottom of the screen, the cornerback for Baylor that gets that opening assignment. Here's Sanders' first pass. Pocket closes, and down he goes. Jackie Marshall drags him down.
Pocket to get out of harm's way. Here's one right here.
Well, they throw the ball a lot. The first pass attempt for Shedeur Sanders tonight is complete to Jimmy Horn.
Dave Aranda knows that too, so he steps into it and stops him. Twist.
And Sanders thrown to the wide side to Wester, who's knocked down shy of the first down. Positive plays on both passes for Sanders, bringing up a 3rd and short.
Yep, here's what happened in the Nebraska game. That looper right there got home. That time it was Evans.
Festive stays in there, running back. That throw behind Horn, and he slips out of it. And that could have been a loss of 5. He turns it in to a gain of 3. Freshman year was the 2019 season for Baylor. On the 3rd down, Sanders over the middle. There's Travis Hunter for the first time. Breaking out of a tackle. Across the 30 and more for Travis Hunter. Colorado's two-way star has arrived for the first time in this game.
Scheming up right there. Got 2 backs. They end up motioning Offerdahl out of the box to open up the room for the crosser. You got to get your hands on that dude. Number 12, he's really good. Way to stop that route. No hands on point.
Out of the belly, underneath for Miller. And Miller with a move around the edge. Out of that 2-back look. Rushed for over 100 yards last week. The Backs running with an attitude in week 4. Here's Sanders creating and giving himself up around the 15.
This defense are giving him right now. We'll see if that holds up. Edge pressure.
10th play of the drive. Sanders gets it away, complete to his tight end, Savell Smalls. Top side of the screen. He's checking LaJohntay Wester. And he's coming on a blitz here. Sanders to the other side, and for Hunter, and a flag comes out. Orlando Johnson had him tied up. And then the laundry started flying in the back of the end zone.
Not a touch ball here. We can make this one a full 0 blitz. Brought everybody, but the 4 guys on the back end ended up in man coverage.
Pass interference. Defense. Number 18. The ball be placed at the 2-yard line. Automatic first down.
Orlando Johnson, no doubt about that one. Great job giving your guy a chance. That was a max blitz, a 0 blitz. That's something Dave Aranda does not like to do. Felt like he just needed to change things up here in the red zone.
Yeah, ideally getting home with 3 or 4-man rushes tonight on the Baylor side. And Colorado after the penalty on Johnson. Inside the 5 on 1st and goal. It's Sanders. End zone. Colorado scores for the first time.
Just a good old garden variety zone read. Watch 5 as the slider draws a lot of eyes. Shedeur says that's good.
To Deion Sanders.
Tight end in the game.
Shedeur Sanders touchdown run led him into the end zone last time, and that's off hands.
And limit them right now to 1 score.
Off a play fake. It's buzzed in there to Hunter. He has a first down.
Getting it to that guy is a good start.
Where's he better, offense or defense?
Between the white lines.
Everywhere. And pressure almost got to Sanders. And away to the sideline. There's Hunter again. He caught it. All 3 catches and targets for first downs for Hunter. This one for 12 yards.
Great job by Shedeur breaking contain. There were a lot of people on this Baylor sideline saying this should have been holding right there, getting out of it. And then this is where great job having awareness and finding Travis Hunter, staying with him, taking a hit. That's sometimes where he takes it.
Gordon stays in for this next snap. Lemire still on the sideline. Out to Hart on the edge, and it is Gordon. On third down, Sanders. Underneath, Jimmy Horn. First down for the Buffaloes. Sanders has not been sacked. That was the big issue in the Nebraska loss. Sacked 6 times. Now he's dancing around. And got away from Linton. Marshall chasing him. And into coverage. And batted down. And Sanders went out and said something to Jimmy Horn. He's looking his way out of the slot. Going for the end zone. It's Shepard. It's knocked down. Orlando Johnson. He might.
I guarantee he's on the sideline saying that.
Might be running down on kickoff the rest of the game. That ball is knocked down, intended for.
Now 2 guys with his hand down. It's those 4.
Linton almost got there. Sanders took a shot, and it's incomplete for Western.
For these speed wideouts.
Sanders looking into that picture, and his throw is. And Pullman that's short of his first career pick. On a third down, Sanders is protected and rifles it over the middle, but it's knocked free. Lorando Johnson, another third down stick in pass coverage for Baylor.
Just slightly better coverage. Watch Johnson on Wester. Wester has to just extend his hands.
Chasing 2 scores before halftime. Flips it underneath to Welch. And not getting very far.
Not so fast.
And the 4-wide look, Travis Hunter up at the top side of the screen. Sanders looking that way. And he was wrapped up by Ma'ai, but broke free. Now Linton trying to drag him down. Not there. Sanders with space to run. An escape job for Shedeur Sanders in a first down run. Zone, but what his team needed after 3-9 a season ago. And Sanders off target. Had Horn wide open.
Yeah, he did. Nice little setup there. Just a hard sell play action.
So now Colorado backed up. Travis Hunter is not on the field right now. So top target for Sanders not in there, and he throws a dart over the middle. So makes some outs for Colorado, chasing 2 touchdowns. Linton, and Sanders ducks out of it. Another magician-like maneuver, and he hits a man downfield. It's Miller.
I think he's down.
He's not down. Off to the races. Miller to the end zone.
There, Carl Williams, just a little tug on that shoulder and letting Bobby get involved for the first time. He says Rubbin's racing, or whatever they say that. Part of the make him, slow bleed.
Big snap of the second half for Sanders is off target, almost picked. Shake and bake.
Shake and bake. There you go.
Screen to Shepard. Bounced off 1 hit from Bobby. And plunges ahead to the
opener, obviously, Utah, Oklahoma State. Here's another 4-man rush.
And Sanders steps up, using his legs for a first down for Colorado. He needed 5. Sanders got 11 yards on third down. Pressure is coming, and he's slammed down. Randolph off the field after he got home for the sack. He's running around again. Sanders throws it incomplete. Matt Jones with a flag down at the feet of where that pursuit ended of Sanders.
See Shedeur here late.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Defense. Number 11. 15-yard penalty. First down.
The play fake. Sanders dances and fires it away. Avoided the negative play. Just makes it third down in Littleton, Colorado.
36 and third in Pueblo.
All right. Underneath for Miller again. He had the touchdown in the first half, but
Green, Bentley finishing. Coach Prime has to have a Bentley.
Not a Toyota. He wants a Bentley. That's his advice to his linebacker, Shedeur Sanders. Shedeur Sanders has run for a touchdown. He's thrown for a touchdown tonight. Out of the belly on play action. It was knocked down. Intended for Hunter. Miranda Johnson was all in. A little further down the depth chart. And one of their edges gets home again. Steve Linton.
Create that pressure.
4 up on the line again. Bringing 4 like they have been all night on first down. Shot play down the middle. Travis Hunter dropped in the bucket by Sanders.
This is where my X is better than your O and your other O as well. Lemire in coverage. They're trying to get 2 guys to him. Gordon over the top. The linebacker, you see that right there? Hey, we got it.
From one superstar for this Colorado offense to the other. Sanders to Hunter. Sanders pointing downfield and just turns into a rugby scrum out of the edge.
Balance makes the defense guess.
And they bunched those receivers up, and Hunter in traffic. It's popped out. Big hit at the end of it. They were throwing a no-hitter. Sanders has Hunter open. Diving catch, Travis Hunter. First and goal, Buffaloes.
Great job buying time from Shedeur Sanders, and watch him come all the way across. Little looping route. A lot of times this route's run with tight ends. They hide a much
Hunter set up the last scoring drive. He has the first touch of this drive for Colorado. And he's run out of bounds.
We'll go offense because they make more money.
Thank you for committing. Sanders out of pressure. Pumping on the run. He has a first down and protects it at the end as he takes
Miller in the backfield with him.
Back to the air. And there's Miller. Out to midfield, a yard shy. Colorado on the ball quick. Sanders given time, and a bullet across the middle to Wester. And the chains move one more time with the Buffs trying to take the lead.
This is the film room play we showed earlier against Colorado State. Jonte Wester presenting it. Built up a little bit in here. Way to play fake to him, and now you got him.
Wester falls down. He would have had the first down.
From here, room right there, yeah.
From here, this would be a 52-yard field goal.
Watch the defense collapse down that time with Will Shepard.
Instead, it's on the arm of Sanders on the 4th and 8. Given time, now running out of time, and he's roped down. Roberts, what does a counter punch look like from the Buffs? Pressure, Thomas has him wrapped up and ropes him down. The last 3 plays for the Baylor defense have been sacks. Can't take one back here if you're Sanders. And he fires it away with nobody there.
He's outside the pocket, and it's past the line of scrimmage. Sanders not bad.
That Prime played with in the NFL. What does he have with 2:16 to go? He can't get away from pressure again. And got back on top.
The free flow jet shots on your quarterback.
One timeout, needing a touchdown for Colorado. Pressure again. Sanders fading away, looking for Hunter, who turns around with a flag down. 65 yards to get, 148 to do it with a timeout. Sanders has the ball stripped. Can he find it? And he wins the race. Penalty of the night, 10-second runoff, clock inside a minute. 2nd and 24. Sanders has space out in front, looking for the sideline. Back to the original sticks, and he is out of bounds. Sanders gained 17 of the 24 they needed. Keep the drive and the game going. Got to have it on 2 plays. Far side, that is caught. It's right near the line to get. And Sanders ahead now.
There's no time to stop.
Travis Hunter is down at the bottom side, the star receiver for Colorado. Jones couldn't get home. Sanders rifles it out of bounds. On a 2nd and 10. Clock inside 10 seconds. Sanders takes his shot here toward the end zone. It is dropped! Shepard would have had a touchdown!
Smartly trying to get a reroute and all rushing from one side.
The Big 12 opener comes down to this play. Sanders gets the feet set toward the end end zone for the game. It is caught by Wester, just like 1994. And a typical receiver in the backfield, and he throws it to him. Miller down toward the 15, and he shoots ahead for a first down.
Wester 10 had to be on the ball.
Back to a true running back look. Sanders out the back door, and Thomas on his back down into the ball. 2nd and 5 with Colorado trying to score first in overtime. And underneath to Hunter, who's underneath that right at the mark. They do with Sanders, who burrows ahead, getting a little extra push.
Only 1 sack this year for the Knights defensively. Shedeur hit as he throws and dropped around Miller in the backfield. He's going to be dropped for a loss. Back near the 15. 2nd and 19. This is Jimmy Horn Jr. and there is nowhere to go. Buried. 3rd and 20. Sanders over the middle. It's intercepted at the 30-yard line. The diving pick for Deshaun Pace, his 2nd of the year.
Kevin, that was 3 snaps that have been totally different than anything we have seen UCF do through 3 games. Okay, here ultimately is the interceptor in Pace, but look at the front. That is a zone blitz. You're dropping an end. We saw Lawrence earlier on the previous 2 snaps standing up as a linebacker. This is the advantage of a bye week. You've been sitting on stuff, has Ted Roof. Super rebound from all this stuff they have not shown the first month of the season.
Sanders finds an opening, and he finds Travis Hunter. First catch of the day. Sanders to the sideline. That's Shepard with the catch. Those fresh legs to try to bolster an anemic run game. Sanders to midfield, dropped immediately. 5-man pressure. Sanders throws. Good pluck by Hunter right at the line of the game. That'll be a first down to the UCF. First down and 10. Play action. Sanders throws for Hunter. He'll walk in for 6.
Touchdown, Colorado. 23-yard touchdown pass from Shedeur.
Wow. You know why he is so remarkable? Because he knows exactly what a corner's thinking. And when he sees this technique, watch. He sees him bail, does Brandon Adams, and Travis Hunter knows the minute I close that cushion, I'm breaking my route off.
2nd and 14, a gain of 1. So there's Sanders to the air. There's Shepard with the catch, and Shepard out across the 35 with a count. Off the play fake, out to Hunter, breaks a tackle, down the sideline on a diagonal out of bounds for another.
More receivers than just about anybody in the Power 4.
Sanders to the sideline, incomplete. Checking downstairs, but looking more interior than outside. Over the middle, high pass, good pluck by Horn, down the sideline, another Colorado first down. They'll take that. 2nd and 15 at the 47. Sanders breaks away from pressure. Sanders in some trouble, hops away again, and Sanders throws this one away. He had heat from the moment he took the snap. Sanders with a clean pocket, looking deep for Shepard, and it is a diving catch. Oh! Will Shepard, full extension for his first Colorado touchdown.
Are you kidding me, Kevin? I mean, look at Antoine Jackson, number 7. He thinks he has that fly ball. He's a center fielder tracking it, and then all of a sudden that right fielder said, I'm going to cut right off in front of you, does Will Shepard. Now the 22nd touchdown of his career. There is absolute security.
Sanders out of the backfield to Miller. And Miller up the
sideline and out of bounds at the UCF.
To play 130 snaps a game at his level doesn't happen.
Sanders on a cross. It's Michael Welch. And Welch down at the 30. From the 25 on first down. Sanders over the middle finds his tight end. That's Savell Smalls. That's Traylon Miller out of the backfield. Over the middle, wide open, LaJohntay Wester. And Wester weaves his way across the UCF 40-yard line. First down from the 40. Sanders steps away from pressure, in trouble from the backside, and down he goes. They finally get to him. It's Nigel Kelly's second sack of the year.
They do. I think I'm going to put that one a little more on Shedeur. Right, you get pretty comfortable when you're not getting hit. You're getting the ball out. Yeah, there's a little bit of a rush against Jordan Seaton there. But he could have thrown that to the flat. He could have got rid of it. Trying to extend that play creates a negative play.
Sanders, pressure up the middle again. On the roll, gets square, throws it deep, incomplete. Good coverage downfield. 3 for 4 on third down, but a 3rd and 21 is a different animal. Pressure up the middle. Sanders throws. It is caught, and then a big hit over the middle. Absolute stick leveled by Brian Threats after a pickup of 15. Here comes pressure. Sanders backpedals, waits for it. It's Wester. Look at that. Quadric Bullard. Good open field. First down and 10. Sanders, nobody open, gonna run. And Sanders takes a big stick. Gets the first down, but Braden Marshall made it. He completed that run, but he took a shot afterwards. Sanders deflected away. Nice play by Braden Marshall.
It still is a factor.
Second down and 10. Blitz up the middle. Picked up. And a good short gain to Jimmy Horn Jr. Gets 4. Sanders. Pressure coming late. Sanders buying time, looking downfield, floats it out for Hunter. He's got
it. Travis Hunter coming back for it, and a flag at the end of the play. Everywhere, and he's going to find it.
Face mask, number 0, defense. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Well, you said it, his dad and his head coach likes completions.
Sure,
he got one here.
Sure. And once again, it is just the timing and ball skills. Shedeur loves to do this. Loves to extend plays like the great ones at the next level. Step up, step around. And then Travis just going to find space. Put my hand up in the air. I'm going to find space. And like on the playground, an extra possession.
Second and 10. Sanders with pressure up the gut. He's going to run this time. And Shedeur Sanders down at the 23. 3rd and 6. Sanders to the sideline. It's Hunter. Hunter gave up a little yardage, and down he goes. Will forward. Sanders throws it short. Catch made by Welch, and he gets out of bounds. Sanders back to the air. To the sideline. Diving catch with a first down made. Jimmy Horn Jr., who's now lost his helmet for a second time, and Shedeur Sanders down with a flag down in the backfield.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, number 5, defense. 15-yard penalty will be added to the end of the play. First down.
Ricky Barber with the flag means a 29-yard gain for CU.
Yeah, I think what happens here is after Shedeur releases the ball, he's not feeling any of this backside pressure, so your body just kind of loosens up, and bam, you take one right between the shoulder blades, and if anything, kind of knocks the wind out of you for a second. I think that's what happens right here, because he was not expecting that shot at all. I don't think he would take necessarily the
51st possession of this 3rd quarter. Sanders wide open. Shepard all alone, and it's first down at the 1 of the ball pops out. They're going to mark him down at the 1-yard line. Put the cape on him already.
First down, Colorado.
Ooh,
7. Pressure, Sanders on the move, buying time, finding an open man. It's Hunter, and a good tackle. That was 9 now. They'll bring pressure. Sanders will roll, throws it short and out of bounds at the 47. Hunter with the grab. On first down, it's Miller. And Miller out across the 35 to the 36. On first down, play action. Sanders working wide of Jimmy Horn Jr.
Sanders passes incomplete.
Play action. Sanders dancing, breaks free. Shedeur Sanders on the ground at the 10-yard line and down. It'll be first and goal, Colorado.
Hunter, so Shedeur could do the rest.
Sanders, a little flip forward. Wester with his speed to the goal line and a touchdown.
Touchdown, Colorado.
Sanders in trouble and down he goes. Malachi Lawrence. Third down and 4. Sanders floating it out, in and out of the hands of LeJohntay Wester.
You saw the graphic. The Wildcats, one of the best rush defenses in FBS. Sanders fires complete. Looks like it's short of the first down. And his pulchritudinous passing ready to go. Finds his receiver at the 31-yard line. Met immediately.
They're right back in contention at the top.
Travis Hunter was not in on that last play, a rarity. First and 10 coming in. Pass complete, quick slant, Jimmy Horn.
It's a ranked team, provides validation for what he has done here in Boulder.
3rd and 7, a blitz coming. Shedeur got rid of it. Incomplete down the sidelines for Shepard, who laid out but couldn't quite get there. And it sets up a 4th down and 7.
They bring pressure from the secondary. Jacob Parrish from his nickel spot. And then on the back end, it's really good coverage. They played man free, one safety in the middle of the field. Almost connected.
This year, Hunter is split to the top of your screen. Sanders has time, finds his man, and the lunge for the first down by Wester. Boy, Sanders really spins it, doesn't he?
He does, and it's on time and on target to Wester. Ran a little rip route.
They move the chain. Sanders going to be sacked back at the 37. Great surge up front. 2nd and 19. Sanders gets it out quick on the receiver screen, complete to Miller. Omarion Miller makes it down to the 24-yard.
That's on the offensive line. That last one was on Shedeur.
3rd and 8. Gets it out wide open. Nothing but real estate in front of Wester. Got a block out there. Wester. Touchdown Buffaloes. Jumping in the boat.
They were biting.
Trying to hook a big fish tonight in a ranked opponent. Sanders picks up a good block and gets down safely at about the 36-yard line.
Wanted to, and then we were able to complete some passes. So kind of what I thought in the first quarter. Now we got a ball up here on defense.
What's it like to try to handle?
Travis Hunter on both sides of the ball. That was not a typo.
Averages 127 plays a game out of the backfield. Complete out to the 17-yard line. That was Miller, owner of the team and owner of the Raiders, Mr. Davis. And Shedeur is about just winning. That pass complete to Jimmy Horn for the first down. Horn for 12 yards here.
It's a well-thrown ball by Shedeur, keeping his receiver out of.
First down and 10. Sanders to the wide side of the field. That's Hunter. And they bottled him up at about the 35.
Season now, not to mention the work he does on defense.
Sanders going to pass again, steps up into the pocket. Finds his man, caught, and hit immediately at the 48-yard line. That was Hunter again. They come out in a trips left formation. 3 receivers to the bottom of your screen for Shedeur Sanders. Got a spy on him, and the spy drags him down at about the 49-yard line. Reaching into that right shoulder area. But he's back in the ball game. Sanders is going to be sacked back at the 38-yard line.
Nathaniel Hackett's demotion from play caller.
Shedeur Sanders to pass. Has a clean pocket underneath. Comes to his transfer from Vandy. Shepard broke a couple of tackles. Back in, not on the field on this down. Shedeur Sanders pulls wide open at the 35. Caught by another one of those lethal threats. Last year has been at his best in 2-minute drills, Roddy. Eludes the rush and then sacked back at the 50-yard line.
It's a flip, honestly.
Yeah, we'll get a remix on that one. Shedeur gets it out this time. Underneath to Miller again. Or Feely. Sanders gets it out. Did not cross the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they're ruling he was still in the tackle box. They're also saying there was no eligible receiver in the area.
On the sideline.
3-man rush for the Wildcats. Shedeur gets it out quickly. Complete. What a move by Shepard. Oh, he hit him with the sauce all the way out to me. Sanders pulls it out. On the slant, complete down to the 35. After trailing 7-0. Sanders on the receiver screen, complete. Got a wave of blockers down to the 21-yard line. That's Omar.
And the stands basically go right up to the bench.
Love me an interactive quarterback. Tunnel screen again. This time blown up. Miller with
making a nice play.
You wonder if Shedeur Sanders might go after one of the new DBs that came in. Gets it off wide open. Shepard dropped it. They come with a blitz this time. Sanders, what a catch. Open is Miller. And pushed out of bounds at about this. Sanders pulls. Touchdown. Shepard. Atonement. They've been able to keep Shedeur upright, though, here in the third quarter. Steps up and sacked again. They have been in his chest like bronchitis. Westbrook of the Denver Nuggets. Watching on the sideline, Shedeur Sanders on 1st and 10. Drills a rope complete to Omarion Miller. Out to the 46-yard line. Shedeur Sanders back to pass. And he got rid of it. Nobody in the vicinity. And we're going to have a...
I think they actually picked it up pretty well. It was late, but Shedeur tried to bail, and it ended up in another catastrophic sack.
That's the 6th one of the game. Downfield. Miller with the catch. And a first down at the 20-yard line. Omarion.
After a massive sack.
Sanders gets it out over the middle, overthrows him, and right into the arms of the safety for the interception. Payne brings it out to the 25. That ball just sailed on Sanders. And that's the 2nd interception of the season for VJ Payne.
VJ Payne's in the middle of the field. He's just playing center field. He's got his eyes on Shedeur Sanders, who, because of the pressure at his feet, just overthrows this. It's just a miss.
It's class valedictorian. Served as an intelligence officer in the Navy and was stationed
for the baseball team. Punter, punt returner. World War II, his boat was attacked by a kamikaze late in the Pacific, and was a great advocate for desegregation of the public schools and affirmative action while in the Supreme Court.
Yeah, he has an unrivaled list of accomplishments, Roddy, when you
serve for this country.
Facts. 2nd and 10. Shedeur Sanders looking to pull, dropping back. Flag down. Throws it away. This time it went beyond the line of
serve for this country.
Facts. 2nd and 10. Shedeur Sanders looking to pull, dropping back. Flag down. Throws it away. This time it went beyond the line of scrimmage. There was a receiver.
Offense, number 55, 10-yard penalty. Still second down.
That's going to go against.
So Harden got the start.
Shedeur Sanders back to pass, under duress again. Steps up into the pocket, tucks it under, and gets down safely finally at the 42-yard line of Horn and Hunter. Sanders has to get rid of it, does. Incomplete, but there's a flag in the vicinity of Will Shepard trying to make the catch.
On both teams. Holding offense, number 77. Pass interference defense, number 1. Those penalties offset. Still third down.
They've got to get to the 35. Obviously in 4-down territory. Open in the flat. Caught out of the backfield and a lunge. Did he make it?
In the slot.
They motion out of the backfield. Sanders with time. Got it delivered. Does. And finds his man, Wester, for the first down. They stay alive. A 14-yard pickup. Boy, you saw him go right through his entire progression there.
Yeah, it's really good protection and a good movement in the pocket. Let Wester come free.
On 1st and 10, clean pocket. A bullet inside the 10 to Miller. Rolling out into the end zone, overshoots his receiver, and there's going to be a flag down.
Rough for the passer defense, number 32. Half Denson goal and an automatic first down.
Well, good discernment by Sanders to throw it. Sanders, 2 guys in his face, incomplete.
Yeah, it's a good call.
They get rid of it quickly. Onto the edge, Miller. Going to be brought down shy of the end zone by. From the 17, Sanders. Complete at the 11.
He's doing it with a bunch of guys. It wouldn't have started.
2nd and 4. Sanders, quick release. Complete. They go ahead. Wester. To Shepard and Wester to pass. His safety valve. Nice move on the edge by Hayden.
More if he's going to win this game.
Looking at a 2nd and 6 here. They run another stunt up front. Is that caught? Is that caught? And 11 as a result. Sanders comes underneath, complete at the 30-yard line. We got to get to the 35. Pressure off the edge. Sanders downfield. Incomplete. No flag on the play intended for Shepard.
It's very good news for Colorado and his Heisman candidacy. Down he goes, Shedeur Sanders. Nobody's been sacked more than him the last couple years in training. They're allowing of Shedeur Sanders, one on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 15. He's going to reach back and launch it downfield inside the 10. LaJohntay Wester gain a 40.
The nickel there, he runs right by him.
1st and goal. Sanders leading in. They're going to say he's down at the half-yard line. Down Hayden, the former Ohio State Buckeye, is in at the tailback spot. This is a throw over the middle. It's a first down for Colorado. Likes to have some options for himself. This is him backpedaling and throwing off his back foot and incomplete. There is a
pass interference, defense, number 13, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
And he's a transfer from Tennessee, as Latrell, been a special teams guy, but you're going to see he's just a beat early. Got a little hold as well. It's probably going to throw a little more because those guys do more damage outside.
Sanders fading back, giving some ground, now stepping up on the roll, and Sanders will keep his feet long enough to pick up some 4 for Shedeur Sanders. Quick set, he'll throw over the middle. He's got Wester again. 3 catches already for Wester. Sanders near side, incomplete. And a marker comes in. That was for Travis Hunter against Takario Davis. Who
Pass interference. Defense. Number 1. The penalty occurred in end zone. The ball will be placed at the 2-yard line.
And Jason, there is long, and then there's extra long. And Takario Davis is 6'4" with go-go gadget arms. Look at his hands. They almost touch the ground. He's in press man coverage in real time.
You don't think so?
I don't. Do you?
Well, they're going to run a play. I don't have to answer. To the 2-yard line or so. 3rd and goal. It's a pitch and a touchdown.
Yeah, you give yourself a chance.
Play clock hits 0. They're going to let this go, and Sanders will drop it off out of the backfield. Augustive got hit hard by Owen Goss, and he turns it else. Steals like a sneak, and they're going to rush it. And Sanders somehow twirls for the first down. First down, play action. Right over the middle, wide open against that secondary again. It's a first down. Hunter is in at the bottom of the screen. Sanders right down the middle again, and that one's inaccurate. It is incomplete. 2nd down coming up. He's looking for Morgan Pearson, the 3rd tight end, with the injury to Hart.
Yeah, he was expecting Pearson to just bend that in a little bit more. Pearson did not have a reception on the season. Great baseball player out of Oklahoma growing up, and that was just a little bit more miscommunication than I think it was accuracy. He was expecting the young tight end to bend it a little bit more.
Really struggled at getting 2nd down and manageable for the season. Way better today, and that's why they're perfect on 3rd down. Sanders to throw again into tight coverage, and it's incomplete. He wanted 3rd down this way, and he dropped it. First one for it. Mata's field goal long this year for his career is 47. His long this year is 46. Sanders to throw right down the middle. He's got it inside the red zone. It is Travis Hunter, gain of 14. End zone, top side. One-handed try, and that is incomplete. Incomplete for Shepard, right at the edge of the field.
Or you take that one-on-one and you put it in the only spot if you're Shedeur you can.
Ooh, I don't know, Brock.
Does he hold on to it?
I think you're exactly on it, Brock. See, he's got it pinned sort of in the crook of his arm. And that's going to be 6.
And to kind of give some grace to that official, I think the body of Carnley blocked his view.
3rd and 4. Sanders down the middle, right on target. That was a bullseye to Wester again.
You know, you brought up a great point earlier as Colorado once again quick to the line of scrimmage. It's going to be that little in-breaking slant route and the catchability of Shedeur's ball.
Shedeur Sanders lofts this one. Wester one more time. He turns it upfield with wings on his feet. You saw Kamuela Kaiahui in that spot. There, down the bottom, Hunter, and it's incomplete. Davis was trailing him.
Oof, he lands, I think it is on his other shoulder, fortunately for him, but this is just the one-on-one. And Takario, we talked about him. He's an NFL prospect as well, 6'4" and just
sideline. Warren Sapp, star-studded coaching staff. Shedeur Sanders, tunnel screen, and another bad snap. Hayden grappling for it down there. And it looks like Hayden did get on it for Colorado.
Yeah, I think actually, Jason, the snap, I know what you're saying there because it gets right to the mesh point in a hurry. I think Zelinskis actually snaps this pretty good.
Yeah, he did.
And it's just, yeah, just mishandled as Shedeur's trying to get the low.
Sanders down the middle. That's intercepted.
Shedeur is going to throw with some anticipation. You're going to see the safety right here, but it is an in-cut. You got a clear route in an in-cut. When Shedeur throws it, he is expecting that wide receiver to cross the face of that safety. He is not expecting him to stop on that route. Now, the receiver's like, what? Why are you throwing that there? There's a nickelback right there.
They got the stop. The special teams flip of the field means another strong starting position for Colorado. This is Shepard, and he crawls to about the 20.
Slow down in his DNA.
I'm going to go no. This throw is just... Sanders, this side. It's a sliding catch, and it is Wester. 7 separate receivers have a catch. That's the 6th for Wester. Sanders hops into it. Augusta put it on the ground. More rushing yards than Colorado's team coming into this week. Sanders to run. He's got the end zone. Touchdown, Buffaloes.
That was pretty easy.
Very.
Yes. Nice job here. It was the left tackle on the previous 3rd down. A nice job by Houston here. The right tackle. Just a 4-man rush. And once Shedeur sees that kind of green grass, as everybody's got to cover
on today. 28 points. Their first touch of half number 2, and it's Wester.
And you keep it simple, veteran QBs pick you apart.
Sanders, far side. Another catch, Shepard. He turns the corner. The yards after the slogan of today's game is, I gotcha. Cavalier with the ball, he'll go down. Lute Olson. Sanders will drop it off. Dallin Hayden, the former Buckeye, crashing to the 40s. Sanders. They brought some pressure, picked up by Colorado, and this is batted incomplete, and a marker comes in. Interceptions in high school.
Holding.
16.
Defense. Number 12. 10-yard penalty. Automatic. First down.
You know, Genesis Smith.
Sack yards affect those rushing yards.
That is a former center over on the sideline there. Pat Shermer. Once again, Wester turns the corner.
Nose tackle is right on his face.
Does that affect him?
Yes.
Second down. It's a throw, and they've got it to the tight end across the... Roll and throw. It's Horn, a little sidestep, and a first down for Colorado. Spit it out wide. Traylon Miller again. Simple, because part of the reason they can put up the numbers they do is because of that ability to be flexible. Far side adjustment incomplete. LaJohntay Wester was with Dalton Johnson, the leading tackler today for Arizona.
That one just a little bit behind. Wester is so quick on these cuts, Jason. He is in and out of it. Look at him. He is just breaking out, and that ball a little bit behind.
Everybody's got to say. Travis Hunter not playing here in the second half. An aggravation of that shoulder injury, and that is a flag. No. Being for their first ever college football game they're watching right now. 4th and 3, they're going to go for it. Sanders has it popped high in the air and intercepted. He's up! Luttrell goes high. After 23 all last week against Kansas State. Loads of time, that breaks down, and it's a little high. Offerdall gets whacked.
Horn in motion. Sanders going to keep it, takes a hit, but picks up the first.
Had some trouble with that in the past, had some trouble with it last week.
Sanders looking to pass. Got sacked back at the 41-yard line. Took up 1 sack a week ago against Arizona. 3rd and 13, gets it out quick to Horn on the edge. Jimmy Horn down the sidelines, smoking it into the end zone. He pieced out on the way to the end zone.
And because of the peace sign, that's a flag. And I believe this will not be a touchdown.
During the run, unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 5 of the offense. 15 yards from the spot of the foul. Number 5's first unsportsmanlike of the game. It's unsportsmanlike for taunting.
That's the ball in space.
Shedeur Sanders has time. Places a perfect pass inside the 5 to Wester. It'll be 1st and goal, Buffaloes. What a dime drop by Shedeur Sanders.
And we'll show this a little bit later in the game, but this is a throw that he makes going back to warm-ups. It's one of the most extensive warm-up processes that I've seen in the country, and that ball is perfectly placed right on the sideline.
On 2nd and goal, Sanders, touchdown, 12 in the building. Sanders pulls it out on the RPO, hits Horn, coming back the other way, looking to pick up a block, found an alley, and brought down to the 30 by Josh Minkins. 1st and 10. Sanders with time, gets it out, checks it down. Augusta tackled at about the 31-yard line. Sanders delivers, complete. Hunter pushed out of bounds at about the 40. Shedeur Sanders now 8 of 8 passing after that completion. Out to the 41-yard line. That's got to get to the 49. Underneath Horn. Got a good block. Turned the quarter and in the backfield. On the play fake. Complete over the middle. It's Hunter again. There's a flag down, though.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Number 97 of the defense. 15 yards.
Hand to the head of Shedeur Sanders.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't like that.
Potential appearance in the championship game for the winner in this. Sanders complete, but a hit immediately. 2nd down. Sanders gets it to his receiver Miller.
1940s, season ticket holder since 1966. As Travis Hunter takes this one outside. Coach Prime promised her a trip to a bowl game this week.
But the key against this defense is the tackles have to hold up well.
Shedeur looking to pass, checks it down, complete. And a great effort on the sideline there by LaJohntay Wester, who's really on the play fake. Clean pocket, still perfect. Hunter spins and pulls away. Travis Hunter inside the 10.
He left the defender in the dust.
And a fumbled snap. Didn't look like Sanders was ready for it.
Big play, big swing of momentum for Colorado.
You don't want to implode down here in the red zone. Sanders surveys, keeping his eyes downfield. And now takes a pass on the next down. That was his first incompletion a moment ago. Fade into the end zone. Incomplete, bobbled by Shepard. He did not appear to have control. This is a lot of, usually Shedeur Sanders is at his best in such situations. Underneath Hayden, going to be dragged down at the 48-yard line by Golday. Sanders checks it down and throws it out of bounds.
I would expect something short, a catch and run here.
Sanders drills it complete. That was Travis Hunter. Sanders taking a shot, got a man! Room service, touchdown! Hunter! He is to this team.
No, you can't, but look at the bust by the Cincinnati defense. Go ahead and run it. And pause it right here. Now you've got all of this room open for both Wester and Travis Hunter. And what Shedeur Sanders is trying to do, just get it out there. Let him catch it. Slows down, catches the football. But 2 guys open for Shedeur Sanders to choose from.
Sanders pulls it out, finds his man, complete at the 43-yard line.
Is able to get the first down.
Sanders pulls it out. Escaping. Ball came out of his arms, out of bounds. I know. I'm a spontaneous type. Shedeur Sanders had it batted down. Great play.
Big play.
Trying to get to the 41. Sanders pulls complete, caught by Hunter, but dragged down short of the first down.
This competitor wants to be on the field.
Sanders on 3rd and 3, searching, wings it, incomplete, intended for Shepard, but there's a flag down on the play.
Holding, defense number 8. 10 yards to the previous spot, automatic first down.
Sanders gets it out into the flat, turns it north-south. Wester on the fly. A straight arm. Sanders keeps it. Got to secure that ball and gets down.
Very high class.
3rd and 2. Sanders going to pass. Steps up. Caught at the 47-yard line. A great touch pass. Thank you for staying up. Sanders delivers complete. Jimmy Horn.
Holograms we have done.
I still remember Kirk Gibson's homer to win it for LA. Downfield, up in the air, and it's caught despite the pass interference. Travis had him in a chokehold. 1st and 10. Sanders pulls complete. And another first down by Wester. Transformation. Sanders off the fake, downfield, incomplete, no flag on the play, intended for Horn. Pete is to go execute.
And Colorado has done that on the road. Ball's on the ground, and Sanders going to have to dive on top of it.
Start for Zelinskas and Shedeur.
2nd and 19. Sanders on the throw. That's Travis Hunter, and these guys can break tackles. We saw it before the bye as a group. 3rd and 7. Augustive on the motion. It's a first down, and it is
equal numbers in the box, been able to run it. Not that time.
Sanders loads the time. He'll scan. He'll roll. And he'll slide down. How many Texas Tech brings if they can get home? They'll rush 4. Sanders with time to the edge, and this ball is knocked away. It's Shepard. Smile almost says, I'm playing with house money, and I'm happy to be here. He's got a big job. Sanders to Draylon Miller, who's gotten more run as the season's gone on. The freshman
and a veteran quarterback.
Sanders feels the rush, gets it away, and it's incomplete. That was Rodriguez. They're leading
to him, right? That's why his nickname is Grown.
He's ready to throw on first down. A lot of time. That pocket collapses, and he'll just have to throw it away. Sanders rolling, firing, sideline for Hunter, and that is incomplete. 2 yards of play at this point. Sanders is high that time and incomplete. Horn on the coverage of Hunter, and Travis Hunter is really unhappy. Last couple games they have been outstanding in the run game, and they have controlled those games for the most part. This is play action. It's Sanders with a pump and a lob, and a big hit coming. Down goes.
Legs. Kill the injured.
Big pickup there by Augustive to clear the pocket for a moment. Sanders gets hit, and he goes down. It's a sack. We'll tell her story later, and their story as a pair. Emma has given her life to our country as this is over the middle, and Augustive
missed Travis on a little hitch route, but by and large, 4 men on the field.
Oh yeah, they caught him in a substitution, and this is Shepard breaking free. Will Shepard, so some pace for Colorado pays off. Empty on 2nd down for Sanders behind Cleveland. It's a quick throw. It comes to this side, and it's Shepard once again, and he'll battle and get shoved back.
Hands on these quick screens and quick touches. NFL coaches typically make great adjustments.
Adjustment at the line for Wester there. Sanders, they got a hand on him, and now he'll stagger across the 25. 2nd and 6. There's another screen. Wide side. It's caught by Wester. Down the sideline. He tight ropes in. What footwork for the touchdown.
Pretty simple. simple, man, right here. Just a little bubble route. Now watch Travis up top. He gets nothing in the Heisman voting. There's no stat other than that block right there. Sets the table. He takes 2, and you see
officially. Augusta was a big part of that last drive. He's out of the backfield, won't get it. Instead, it is Hunter breaking a tackle to the 30.
Him going as well.
Second catch today. First down. Sanders loads the time again. He'll float it over the middle. Hunter pivots hard, gets across midfield, and picks up more yardage to the 44.
Yeah, the exact same route, right? So do it again. You're going to see him come from the left side right down the 50-yard line. This time Shedeur able to stand in that pocket.
2nd and 7. Quick pivot. Shepard on the screen. And he'll pick up. Got to get to the 33. Sanders casually in the pocket. Now he'll climb. No spy on him. He's got the first down. He saw it the whole way.
He's just so good. And again, just emblematic of a poise that he has. It just nothing affects him. He knows where he's got to get to. He never looks to run first. He looks to throw first, but he knew exactly the down and distance he needed to get to, and no panic. Really tough.
First down. Shedeur climbs again, vertically through the pocket, and he's got 7 yards.
One another that much more.
Now Texas Tech is in no man's land with the timeout usage. They used one there to stop the clock and try to get the ball back. It's Augusta out of the backfield. He catches and runs and down the sideline inside the 15.
People, and it can get you defensively guessing.
Stress on all of the defensive backs on every play. Here is Shepard, who's been so consistent for them. The line here, we'll see how quickly they snap it. There's another possession in the balance here. Sanders fading back, and he will wing it away, incomplete. It was Ben Roberts who was in the backfield. 3rd and 4 coming up.
Pretty good job here. Just not going to sit back and drop 8. We're going to run a little game. Finally get to Shedeur on this drive. And once again, Sanders knows where the safe spot is to dump it.
Miller in the backfield, 3rd and 4 for Sanders. Here's pressure, back of the end zone, incomplete off the stanchion.
On your heels, somehow, some way, get into the space of Shedeur and make him uncomfortable. That time a pretty good shot as well.
So the confidence for it that's backed up by evidence. Yeah, Horn is a big loss as Sanders just kind of roaming, and he goes down. It's a loss of 2. The family was frustrated with the siblings fighting at home. They said, you're going to go wrestle instead. It's paid off for him. Here's LeJontay Wester across the middle, just short of the 40. It's a first down for Colorado and a very nice ball.
And that one whistled right by Rodriguez here. Look at the margin of error. There was 0 across the middle of the field. Remember,
offensively, 4 receivers with at least 3 catches today. Sanders climbing and dancing and loading up a throw down the field for a comeback opportunity, and that looked like it skimmed the ground for Miller. But you like a guy with that confidence, right? Sanders, they get a hand on him again. Now he breaks away again. That's been the story of the second half, and then some. He looked like Dad there a little bit, didn't he? I mean, is this Niners Cowboys?
He knows what state he's in. Right? That's a 13-yard gain. And once again, that true freshman right in the middle, Cash Cleveland, doing his job and holding his own. And, yeah, a little high-stepping in the open field.
If he didn't have to hold the football, the hand would have gone behind the head, maybe. Fake it to Hayden, throw it to Shepard on a first down catch. 2nd and 6. Sanders, quick hitter, and that's dropped by Hunter. 6. Colorado 1 for 7 on 3rd down. Pressure from the safety spot, got there. Sanders misses, incomplete. There is a marker in It was.
Personal foul. Roughing the pass.
Oh, my.
Number 25, defense.
Dean Blandino is with us. What do you see, Dean?
Well, I'd love to see a replay. Initially, I thought it was above the knee. You want to protect the passer in that defenseless posture. And again, really tough to tell if it's above that knee. Here, this will be a better look. That's high. I don't like that call.
Dean, thank you. Yeah, look at it again. What are you supposed to do, I would ask? First down. Sanders, end zone for Hunter, and it's too strong.
Because he knows he can do it for the team.
Second down, Sanders. Little flip, got it to Smalls, the tight end who had the big penalty earlier, and now first and goal in his hands inside the 10.
I know he doesn't get to wear the Mahomes jersey with the logo, but this is not. Is this not Patrick Mahomes right there?
It is.
Is Patrick now watching this game going? All right,
yards and penalties on the drive for Texas Tech's defense. The mesh, it is Sanders, and he will waltz in. Touchdown. The Buffs lead. Second and 16. Sanders takes a moment, now bails out, throws it downfield on a comeback. He's got Hunter, who broke free from 2 and nearly made it more. It's third down. So dangerous in freedom here.
Yeah, one of the challenges for Texas Tech when they rush 3 or 4, right, just impacting that quarterback, because once you extend the play, you know where Shedeur is looking. He's looking for number 12. Those two have a unique connection.
The palm in the face of Shedeur Sanders. Pressure up the middle, got picked up. He'll go down the middle and hit Wester for a first down, Colorado. This offensive line is so improved.
Yeah, they are holding their own. You can see the pressure here in just the shield that they give Shedeur to step up. And once again, precision. That ball's got to be on the money, down and away to move the sticks.
Here's a screen, so dangerous. Hunter face to face with Lux, and he got spiked to the for Texas Tech, and 2 huge first downs off those penalties so far today. Sanders backpedaling again. Sanders has to throw it away. It's not near the...
Prior to the pass, holding, number 8, defense. 10-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Colorado has created
the way this thing is unfolding.
On second down and 5. Shepard, catch and run. That was a great ball that got him free. He could lean into the catch and
go. Job. Philip Houston, the right tackle, just setting the stage for the playmakers.
End zone for Shepard. That's a big hug, and he still came down with it. What a play by Shepard against Horn. These receivers are endless.
Yeah, and they're all different, and that's what makes it so difficult. Shepard is the big one, right? 6'3", 205, now 25 career receiving touchdowns. He's getting pulled with one arm. He's got the coordination in the hand. That was such a bang-bang play with just no margin for error.
Oh, it's a short field. First down. Sanders to Hayden out of the backfield, and he is dropped
in these collisions today.
Second and 16. Off the mesh. Sanders out wide. It's Wester in space. Look out. Wester goes somersaulting inside.
Jason, these guys block on the perimeter with relentlessness.
Yes, they do, and it's freed up some big plays. Hayden across the middle out of the backfield, and he's clipped.
And the hard work of blocking for one another.
And that's why they're very different from last year in terms of record. Sanders breaks it down, rolling to the right, now backpedaling. There's a marker coming in, looks like a hold. Sanders will zip it downfield to the end zone, and Draylon Miller, and he's out of bounds.
Holding, number 54, offense, 10-yard penalty, second down.
Tough play there for the right tackle, Houston.
Second and 19, Travis Hunter. Tunneling through, Hunter has goal line eyes, touchdown! To the finish line here, hoping to get to the Metroplex. Sanders, another flip. Miller put it on the ground. That's a forward pass. It's incomplete. It's third down.
To the top. Has been more than able as well.
How much time will Sanders have? They'll back off and rush only 4. Texas Tech. Sanders bails again. He gets out of the pocket enough to create a throw. It's incomplete for Hunter, and it's 4th down. Hunter came out of nowhere. From the 39, 1st down. Sanders for Shepard. Another block by Seaton on the outside. And they're
Augusta just running physical.
2nd and 6. Sanders whips it out wide. That's on the turf. Hunter has dropped a couple.
Have to.
Well, they will. And it's a low throw. It's Wester. He makes the catch, and now the Buffalo. Sanders wants it all on the first ball to the end zone. Hunter went up and nearly had a moment. It is. Hunter knows something about that with his skills on the court. Hunter will feed him this time. He'll backtrack somehow and then end up out of bounds at 47. This is right there. Sanders with a flag coming in. Sanders weaving his way, and he will go down.
Holding, number 52, offense. The penalty is declined. It's 4th down.
You know, it's a throw, and it is put on the ground by Hunter. That's an incomplete pass, I believe. Let's see. Are they going to say it's complete?
He caught it, but the knee was down. He had to go once again down to the ground to catch it.
Now, the clock isn't moving right now. I believe they're saying incomplete, and that is really going to... Okay, so they do say catch, and the knee... You have to assume this is a run, right?
Yes.
Oh my goodness, it's a throw, and they'll pitch it to make sure they get a completion. Hunter's got to stay in bounds, and he does. Smart play there.
25 for the Buffs. Empty backfield. Shedeur will throw it on 1st down over the middle and intercepted. First play of the game. Lander Barton just stepped in the passing lane, picked it off, and Utah in business. Play number 1.
Beautiful job by Lander Barton. He is just going to bait him right here. So here's Barton. He's going to go over to his left, and then he's going to drop into coverage and watch just a little bit of pressure from Shedeur Sanders' left side. There's a bump. He can't get the air that he needs to get that ball over Barton, and Barton gets the easy. They're great, you know, but they are playing much better. Only 29 sacks to this point.
Sanders in trouble, and we shouldn't have even mentioned it. He is sacked by
Utah showing up.
2nd down and 24 to 41. Sanders bounces out of the pocket, gets a block, directing traffic with his offhand, and just throws this one out of bounds. I tell you what, though, Joe. So that makes it 3rd down and 24. Sanders throws a slant, and he's got his man. Not enough for the 1st down.
Wester, he can move.
4th down and 5 at the 40. Utah showing blitz. Sanders, free play down the sideline. Caught! Touchdown! Whoa! Will Shepard! Give me that! And don't say nothing! Fifth receiving touchdown of the year.
Let's look how smart Shedeur is. He gets the jump. It's a free play right away. So who do you go to? You go to your tall wide receiver. Now you got the matchup on the outside. 6'3", 205. Will Shepard. Look at the adjustment he makes right to the back shoulder of Elijah Davis, number 9.
Augusta in the backfield. Sanders with the hitch. Shepard, and he's met.
Utah wants to take Colorado into a phone booth.
2nd down and 11. Underneath. Little bit of run back.
Why not use that aggressiveness against him?
3rd down and 7 at the 48. Sanders, play fake with time. Look at him. Bounce around. Calm, cool, and he'll get rid of it. Well played by this Utah defense. Nobody open. And that brings up 4th down, and Colorado will punt it away.
I think they were expecting that pressure because they only sent 3 guys out on the route, and then Utah dropped out into zone. There you see a slip from Travis Hunter on the opposite side. Good aggressiveness from these corners that are putting hands on the wide receivers. That's a huge key for you. Tip. Travis Hunter is ready, and he's giving everybody the high.
Sanders and the Buffalo offense. Here's Shedeur with time. Dancing around. Now bounces it out. Squares his shoulders. And just throws this one into the dirt. Dallin Hayden in at running back. Sanders backpedaling. Sanders, and he'll go down. Great pressure. First down and 10 now with a 14-3 lead. Shedeur drops it off near side. Wester ran a punt back.
Take advantage of that today.
Second down and 8 at the 16. Sanders, that one broken up. Well defended. Cameron Calhoun, we've been mentioning his name a lot.
Yeah, true freshman from Cincinnati. He actually transferred, was originally committed to Michigan, and you can see him right here, 6 foot.
Trips at the top of your screen on 3rd down and 8. Shedeur Sanders buying time. Scrambling, winds up for the deep ball. Incomplete and a flag. Hunter the target.
Pass interference, number 5, defense. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
That's Zamaya Vaughn.
Well, Vaughn gets caught up here, and listen, this is, as an old baseball player, Gus, I kind of love this. This is what I would call moxie. So watch Hunter as he's running down the field, and even with the ball in the air, watch him just take a beat and just be like, oh, I'm just going to kind of relax. So he calls for the ball, but then the ball's in the air, and see him just stop. He baits Vaughn into the contact. He doesn't make a move until the ball is actually on him, and that's why Vaughn preferred walk-on spot, and here he is on the field.
3rd down and 7 at the 34. Sanders rolls out of the pocket, throws on the move. Incomplete.
Good coverage on the outside. I tell you, these Utah corners have done a nice job. They really have. Here's Timmons. Terrell Timmons, transfer from North Carolina State. But the coverage is just too good right there. And Rabbit Evans, number 33 receiver, and played corner the whole time, and you get the value on both sides.
First down and 20 for Shedeur. Flag on the play and incomplete.
Holding, number 23, offense. Penalty is declined. 2nd down.
That's Augusta, the running back.
Utah has decided to take the penalty. It'll be enforced half the distance to the goal line. Replay first down.
Line of a yardage.
2nd down and 23 at the 15-yard line. Sanders over the middle. Caught. Not enough for the first. 0 for 4 on 3rd down conversions. Hayden is the pistol back. Ball on the ground. Who's got it? Utah says they have it. And they do.
What a huge mistake here from Shedeur. The ball hits him right in the hands. He calls for the snap. The snap hits him right in the hands, and he just drops it. Cash Cleveland snaps it back. Maybe a touch short, but certainly not Jeff Brom. Brom always upsets somebody, you know. They took that L to Louisville.
Here's Miller. And he'll be lucky to get to the 15. Sanders in trouble. Reverses his field. Sanders reverses again. He looks like Fran Tarkington out there. Throws on the move. Caught on the sideline. Shepard, he'll pick up a first down and more. Will the throw
up right there for Shedeur.
1st and 10 at the 29. Inside, they throw.
On the outside versus a tunnel where the linemen are going to get out and you're going to break back towards the inside. This right there is a little bit of a tunnel screen from the wide receiver trying to get back.
3rd down and 9 at the 30. Sanders, all kinds of pressure. Sanders breaks contain again, throws on the move, caught. First down. If it stands, there is a flag.
Offside, number 57, defense. The penalty is declined. The result of the play is a first down.
First down to the 40. Sanders, far side. And this one
That's right. I was a walkout. He was like, all right, man, I'll do you proud. So it's a great attitude.
And that's what he's doing so far, trying his best. Here's a catch. Stop and start. Hunter. And Travis Hunter. 3rd and 4. Shedeur dumps it off for that first down. Wester. Let's see where he stepped out. First down. And they'll shovel it. Hayden. No, make that.
Ball from the pocket. This rush will get after you.
First down from the 36. Sanders again, a whirling dervish, and they'll just slide down.
Holding, number 77, offense. 10-yard penalty. Replay first down.
Utah showing blitz. Sanders, they pick it up, dumps it off. Far side. Hayden. And Hayden gets down the field. 3rd down and 8 at the 34. Sanders fires it down the field. Wester incomplete. Broken up. 34. Sanders guns it. Sanders in a pocket. Oh, what a catch! Travis Hunter!
And Shedeur didn't even mind. He just threw it up and he high pointed it because he knows he can jump out of the gym.
Saunders, the fade in the corner. Shepard, touchdown, Colorado!
Midway through the 3rd quarter here, tail into the 3rd quarter, he's going to want him to finish here.
Sanders just shovels it away. That's incomplete. 3rd down and 10 of the 8-yard line. Sanders over the middle, broken up.
An excellent player in college football.
Remember, he's a true freshman. 1st down, Shedeur Sanders steps up in the pocket and decides to run. Serviceable runner, not long. 6 carries, 61 yards for Augusta. And a touchdown. Sanders checks it down, incomplete. This time, 3rd and 10 at the 29. Sanders over the middle now. Caught, but not a lot of room.
Quarterback.
1st down and 10 of the 25. Sanders dumps it down. Nice catch.
Disjointed, and that's what Deion Sanders wants to correct.
Sanders again. This time to the near side. And it's Augusta. Young Gus. True story. 1st down and 10 at the 37. They throw it out wide. And out of bounds.
I can't tell you how many games I attended in this stadium.
2nd down and 5. Sanders, sideline, caught, 1st down, and it's Travis Hunter. Tell you what, folks, man, now just don't screw it up.
Hey, man, I appreciate that. That was very nice of you to say.
And it's true. Here's Sanders on the move. Caught, sideline, Travis Hunter. And that'll take us to the end of the 3rd quarter.
After further review, the ball was not snapped before the clock hit 0. Therefore, by rule, the play did not happen. The 3rd quarter ends. It will be 1st down at the 45-yard line.
1st down at the 45 as we start the 4th quarter. Sanders steps up, delivers a deep ball. Incomplete. Hunter there on the play clock. Empty backfield for Shedeur. Sanders over the middle. Caught. Miller. High stepping at the 5. Touchdown, Buffaloes. What a play.
Peggy, happy birthday. You're the absolute best.
That's right. Happy birthday, Miss Peggy. 1st down and 10. Let's see if our Buffaloes could finish this game. Shedeur Sanders decides to turn on the Jets. Big dive.
And get positive yards.
They'll give him 9. 2nd down and 1. Out wide. 1st down, Colorado.
The edge right there for his teammate.
1st down and 10. Another quick throw. This time it's down. Sanders slant underneath. Loose. Shepard lost it. Utah says they have it. Was it a catch is the question. The ruling on the field is that it's a fumble, and the Utah Utes have it again. Responds, though. And they started taking the lead. Now Utah coming back in this.
I've been through this. I know what I'm seeing, and I can react to what I'm seeing. And that's what veterans tend to play with.
Sanders off his back foot. Wide open receiver. Miller again. And Miller out of bounds deep inside Utah territory. That's a gain of 48 yards.
I tell you, I really like this guy. Draylon Miller is a terrific player. And like I said, he's a bit of a Debo-style receiver where they can give him the ball in the backfield. They can hand it to him in there. Just a blown coverage from Utah. He takes off right down the middle.
7 yards for Miller and a touchdown. Now Sanders will slide. 2nd down and 15 to the 20. Sanders steps up. Thinking about it, lets it go, and what a blow. Wester found a soft spot, but Shedeur just making something out of nothing.
When they protect him in the pocket, he is surgical. But when he evades and creates outside of the pocket, there's an artistry to the way he plays. Watch him just move his body. See as he goes left, and now he gets his throw side to the front side. We can talk about Dion. What makes this team a bona fide championship caliber team is that defense.
Sanders looking to add to his total. Steps up on the move, has his man, and it's Wester.
Highly explosive offense. It's one of those screens. They do it on about a fifth of their pass plays and
before they could be hit.
It'll be incumbent on guys like Kobe Bryant to tackle Travis Hunter. Here's LeJohntay Wester and O.J. Burrows, the safety with the catch this year. We'll see how Kansas tackles. Safety blitz is picked up, and the throw is too much incomplete. Augustive out of the backfield is hit. It's Mello Dotson
today, and they're making some noise.
This is Wester turning the corner for 8. 5 plays have been pass plays so far, and this one will be with an empty backfield. Draylon Miller in space, and that is a great opener, but it was not an actual act of horsepower tackle. Sanders to throw, and that's over the middle.
It was around the neck.
First run play for Colorado is Sanders.
They're just not executing defensively.
7 missed tackles so far already as Sanders rolls out. And that's
the only team that's mauled them the way the Jayhawks have here early.
11 missed tackles already for Colorado. And there's a broken tackle for Draylon Miller, but not for long.
With the goal of not breaking.
2nd and 5. Sanders climbs the pocket right up the middle, and he has speed and a torn jersey as well because of Berryhill. It's a first down with a smile on his face. I mean, they are resilient and they're calm doing it.
Yeah, and this speaks a little bit to the moment, right? So Prime has to talk to the defense, and Shedeur's head is like, okay, if I got to run and I got to do more of this today, then I will. Kind of like Mahomes does a time or two. Find a way to attack more of the safeties.
2nd down screen. It's Hunter. He wanted the ball, and that's why. Look out! For the first time in 4 games after the hamstring injury, he's the tailback on first down, and he'll sneak into a pattern and now engage in a block. Sanders floating in the pocket, dodging a possible tackle, and then throwing into space. Here's Hunter again. Travis Hunter, a little sidestep down to the 40. It's Benny. It's a hitch and go and hit.
Sure.
Sanders with time again. Waiting. Hanging on to it. Kansas defensive lineman got smothered. Sanders steps up and throws, and it's for Shepard, incomplete. There is a marker down in the backfield.
There is no foul for roughing the passer. There is ineligible downfield.
Wow.
Offense number 57. 5-yard penalty, first down.
And I wonder if this is because he's outside the pocket as a scrambler and a runner. But he takes a vicious shot. And I'm glad to see him get up and walk. And this is at the very end of the play here. Wow.
It's Dean Miller.
Oh. And he is going right.
Yes, it is. 1st and 15. He's right back onto the field. Sanders lofting it for the sideline for Draylon Miller, and they'll talk it over. Did he get the feet in? Yes, it's a catch. Moving down to the 2-minute timeout here. We'll see if they take one more play. They do. Sanders loads up a throw. That's right down the middle, and it's Hunter again. Travis Hunter gets by Dotson.
The work and the practice behind the scenes.
Inside the red zone for Shedeur Sanders, who took a big hit just a moment ago, and he feeds it in for Miller. It's a touchdown, Colorado.
Updating the people around him. Watch Travis Hunter right here, and look at the coverage. And they're going to take 2 guys. You got the cloud corner underneath. You got the safety over the top. He's got to take him, right? He's got to play him. You got to have 2 people upon him. And that just opens up out of the backfield the matchup on the linebacker you wanted.
Had a great catch to pay it off, by the way.
Oh, Draylen's ball skills. Come on now. He's gone.
Shedeur Sanders now the single-season record holder for touchdown passes. He'll flip to Dallin Hayden, who's all along the sideline. And he's thrown the ball for the most part today. He'll do it again here, and that's tipped. It's tipped by... They have to get to the 26. Sanders loads it time again. He'll run for it. Sanders does have the first down. Miller wrapped him, but Sanders crossed the line.
So good. Once again, a commitment here. Some man coverage with a safety behind. Two-man coverage there. And Shedeur knows that. And once he sees that kind of gap, he's got enough juice and burst.
Everything being played in space right now, everywhere for both offenses. Hunter's up top there off the block from Wester, and he goes down. 2nd and 11, Shedeur Sanders. Stepping up, rolling now, flushed left. He'll double back to his right. At midfield, he tries to sling it. He got it away. And let's see what they decide here.
Intentional grounding. Offense number 2. Lost it down. Brings up 3rd down.
First sack for either team in this game, essentially.
Now, how long did he hold this ball?
30 seconds? No, it's at least 10.
Yep, and a bunch of contact and grabbing Travis and just rushing 4 guys. You could feel that rush that time. Instead of trying to get home, it was just trying to keep him contained. And that had to be 7, 8 seconds.
There was another foul on the play, holding defense. Those fouls will offset 2nd down.
So it looked like... Back to 2nd down. It's a huge loss for Kansas there. Here comes Wheeler on a blitz. Sanders down the field and a wide open Hunter. Nobody near him in space and in talent.
Yeah, and this is what you call a zone pressure. So the blitz is coming here, but you see the safety back here. He's playing zone coverage. You got cloud coverage in front, and you just can't give that space.
2nd and 11 for Colorado. Pressure right up the middle in Shedeur Sanders' face. He just got it away, and he comes to the sideline. That's Shepard for the first. It's a full yard, too. Remember, Hayden got stopped on 4th down earlier. Fake the toss. Now Sanders breaks it down against Miller, and he has to crumple down to the turf. Miller, Wheeler, Caldwell, and everybody's jawing now.
Yeah, this is kind of goofy. You kind of fake a toss one side, and then I think you're trying to sneak somebody from here across. You're going to see the fake toss, but that immediate pressure right in the face. Miller not stopping his feet, right? Getting into the face of Shedeur, and then the sneak route never came across. Holding on to it has gotten him into more problems than anything else.
He does right here for Hunter. It's a screen once again. Little sidestep, and he is rushed out of bounds. But there's a lot of time. But 2-point conversions now are on the menu for the Buffaloes. Sanders goes over the middle, and that's met immediately. Draylen Miller
give up the big play.
So 3rd and 3, they'll rush 4. Sanders sees a little pressure coming. He fades to his right. Sanders on the throw. He's got the first down. It's Travis Hunter.
The relationship they have, the timing together, and when that play extends, Shedeur knows right where he's at.
Now, Shedeur is 21 for 23. Welch, the tailback, still no Augusta for the 2nd half. Here's a handoff for Hunter. Flip it back for Sanders. He'll throw it back this direction for Wester. And off he goes on the gas pedal. Wester, foot in the ground. Another dagger of a cut to the 30. They've only run 12 times all game. Here comes Miller around the corner. He got a hand on Sanders, who will fling it toward the sideline, incomplete. There is a flag. Sanders was clean on the throw.
On the play.
3rd and 12. Miller hops inside. Miller gets to Sanders, can't corral him. The throw over the middle for Welch is a first down. The escapability, just slight movements by Sanders to create that play.
So good, and he's so composed doing that. Watch him hold the ball. Watch young quarterbacks, 2 hands on the ball right there. As he steps up, he just dips those shoulders and never panics. total calm with the eyes down the field.
Down to 7 minutes. Sanders 2nd and 6. That's probably a hold. And now Sanders runs right into the pressure by Job, who makes the tackle, but Job just got sumoed down to the ground in the middle of the play.
That's going to be the true freshman seat in the left tackle.
Holding. Offense number 77. 10-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Hyper-talented freshman, but a big penalty there. We're moving towards 6 minutes. Off a spin from Miller. It's Sanders to throw, and it's nearly picked off. Kobe Bryant, who's got 4 picks this year and 13 in his career, stepped in front of Shepard.
Yeah, that close. I'm not going to say to end the game, but to make the climb back up incredibly difficult.
3rd and 16, 2 downs to get 16 yards. Shedeur Sanders lets it rip down the middle. It's juggled and down to the deck, incomplete. Shepard had a hand on it. Taylor Davis thought he picked it. For now, it's 4th down.
And I think that is Kobe Bryant that comes out of absolutely nowhere to get his hand. He's not in the picture, and then he's got a sudden burst to rip right at the hands.
Teeing that up as a Big 12 title game wrecking ball. 4th and 21. Miller around the corner again, speeds up Sanders. He can't run for it. They have to have 21 yards. He gets bashed. It's tipped, and it's incomplete.
Anybody.
Shedeur passes it to Will Shepard. Broke a tackle, got the 1st down inside the 5. Travis Hunter lined up to the top of your screen. Shedeur hits him on the slant. Brought down immediately at the 39-yard line. They'll mark it at the 40, actually.
And Kalani Sitake, the turnarounds that we've seen in this conference have really been tremendous.
3 guys that have done fantastic coaching jobs this year. Shedeur Sanders completes it. Fitted in a tight
upfield number of LeJontay Wester.
On the little shovel pass. Wester gets it again and picks up about 6.
Kansas had the ball for 20 minutes more than the Colorado offense.
Sanders pulls it out. Gonna run for it himself. Picks up the 1st down and then some. Unabated.
Because Kansas had over 170 yards after contact.
Shedeur wheeling out of trouble. Throws it. Nobody there. He's inside the pocket. Didn't go beyond the line of scrimmage. This could be a intentional grounding. Good pressure by Kendall Daniels on the play for Oklahoma State.
Kendall Daniels just sneaks through that right side. Offensive line doesn't pick him up.
Okay.
And you're right.
Tester grounding. Offense number 2. Quarterback was inside the tackle box and threw into an area with no eligible receiver. Lost it down from the spot of the pass.
Hunter got a clean release. Shedeur comes underneath and wide open underneath. That's the tight end, Smalls. There's a flag down. Smalls down.
Prior to the pass, holding. Defense number 2. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot and an automatic 1st down.
At all that you throw it out in a situation where you're kind of playing with house money plus side of the field.
1st and 5. Shedeur Sanders on the move. They got him off of his spot and pushed him out of bounds at the 28-yard line, and a little bit rough going into that near sideline. There's a flag.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, late hit. Defense, half the distance is automatic. 1st down.
360'd into the equipment on the sideline, but there were some kind spirits on the far side.
Good to see. Sanders pulls, hits Hunter, takes it down to the 10-yard. On 3rd down, Sanders surveys, keeps his eyes downfield, got him in! Touchdown! Wester!
Incredible poise and pocket presence by Shedeur Sanders, and he's done it all year long, navigating Heisman voters. 12's going to be on the ballot, but don't forget about Shedeur Sanders, one of the best quarterbacks in the country.
He was hit, the ball came out. I think that should have been an incomplete pass.
That'll be Colorado football. Hunter with the reception at the 26-yard line.
Determined that he did have it long enough, although I certainly disagree.
Out of the backfield, complete. That's Miller. Still on his feet. Down to the 10-yard line. Miller with the catch and run for 15 yards. 1st and 10 from just outside the 10. Sanders on the slant. Hunter. Heisman and Hunter. You can't have one or the other without the H.
Hey man, I got my can of oxygen right here if you need it.
Out of the backfield, complete. That's Wester. Who's been timely.
A shot at the center. Cash Cleveland, another freshman starting from this offensive line as well.
Sanders complete out of the backfield. That's Hayden. Stopped up after
and then offensively, we've got to get to where we can rush the ball a little bit and then attack them downfield. So we're playing right into their hand right now. These guys got to keep competing, keep playing hard, and we got to make a few changes and play smart.
Pressure coming. Sanders on the fly, on the move. Going to be dragged down after it
should have gotten to doubling the win total from a year ago.
On the receiver screen, complete to Wester on the caller ID. That's his nickname. And grown with a nice sidestep to elude pressure. Almost a circus grab by Hunter, who got helicoptered and says, yeah, I missed it by that much. So it'll be 4th down coming up.
It's a dangerous throw by Shedeur Sanders with a tight back. I don't even know how Travis Hunter gets to that ball.
Wow.
I mean, a mere mortal, that ball sails 6 inches over the outstretched arm. He is running to his left. It's behind him. And if not for
Sanders, a.k.a. Grown. Gets it out quickly. Complete to Will Shepard, the Vanderbilt transfer. Stopped up and became the starter midway through the season. Sanders under heat. He's going to be sacked at the 40-yard line. They finally got to him.
He's out here. He's going to come off the edge, and there's no one to pick up the blitzing nickelback. And Shedeur Sanders sees him late, tries to spin out of it. They've actually found some ways.
In Littleton, Colorado to go. Underneath, that's going to be to Shepard. Way short of the first
team college football playoff.
Little bubble screen complete to Wester. Got a block on the edge. Will pick up about 6 yards on the play. First down and 10 from the 49. Sanders taking a shot downfield. Complete. Caught. Harge inside the 10. 1st and goal, Buffaloes.
There's pressure on Shedeur Sanders. Does a great job of identifying and delivering a perfect pass down the field. And Isaiah Harge works through some contact with Dylan Smith down the field.
Sanders in scramble mode, going to be sacked on this one. Back at the 18-yard line. Hunter to the top, Shepard to the bottom. And another sack. It's going to be the 4th one for Oklahoma State. Kendall Daniels.
Just trying to get a pass interference or draw him off sides, make it a little closer for the field goal attempt.
I wonder what the analytics say on this one.
They would say anything other than this.
He's going to throw it up for Hunter. Incomplete. No flag. The Cowboys 17-yard line. See if this Buffaloes offense can rediscover its early rhythm. Sanders looked like they wanted to option into the boundary. Nowhere to go that time for Welch. And he's going to be brought down at the 11-yard line. 2nd and 16. Shedeur pulls. Got it to his receiver. That's
and successful this year.
On 3rd and 8. Sanders off his back foot. Got a man. Incomplete. Intended for Miller. They take any shots here. Sanders caught at the 45 by Will Shepard. Perhaps time for 2 more plays. Sanders still looking, holding onto the ball for a long time again. With
Robin Ventura and wrestled for 12 years in high school. It's a long high school career, 12 years.
Got to get his team moving in the right direction.
I won a national regional freestyle tournament right there in that gymnasium. Really? Time I see you, I start thinking about wrestling.
Incomplete pass a moment ago.
Defense number 87, 5-yard penalty. Still third down.
For Oklahoma State.
Makes it a 3rd and 4 for Shedeur Sanders. Complete for the first down and then some. Wester open down the sidelines. Nothing but real estate. Showing the Cowboys his shoe bottoms. Touchdown Buffaloes.
They're going to get caught.
3 on the clock. Sanders snaps it. Harris Hunter trying to make a little bit of magic. And pushed out of bounds at the 8-yard line. An abundance of self-inflicted wounds today for the Cowboys with penalties. Sanders rolling out, fires, touchdown! And it's time to maybe strike another pose for Travis Hunter. The 34-0, Rodney.
Something that's underrated with Travis Hunter is his ability to find space and sort of know where it is. Look at him scanning. He ducks out, comes back in. He creates that window for Shedeur Sanders to go into.
College football, and Shiloh Sanders, his other son, on defense. Out of the backfield, complete to Welch. Picks up the first down. A wonderful intermediary for the two, making sure they stay in close contact. This is Will Shepard. The next play, he caught the game-winning touchdown pass. And here's a guy that catches touchdowns. Hunter blew a tire.
About is how much he loves these guys, supports them, and is a father figure to a lot of them.
Into the end zone, wide open, touchdown, Wester.
Pass interference. Offense number 14, 15-yard penalty. Still first down.
When he knocks the defender like that, it certainly makes it more obvious.
1st and goal all the way back at the 21. Sanders pulls, Hunter. Mr. Make It Happen couldn't.
To the top of your screen, why not go there?
Looking back the other way through his progressions, directing traffic, and he's going to be sacked again back at the 16-yard line.
This one's not on the offensive line. This one's on Shedeur Sanders, holding on to the ball too long. I mean, he's got plenty of time to just call it quits on this play, throw the ball out of the back of the end zone, and preserve the field position. The old staff, but you have to have a staff that's comfortable.
Tell you what, Wester looks
Coach
comfortable.
used to tell me, I'm going to treat you all fairly, but that doesn't mean you're all going to be treated equal.
I get that.
NFL guys understand that.
Shepard with the reception.
The work, you are absolutely right.
Checks down underneath, complete to Michael Welch. His NFL and now collegiate coaching career.
The way he put it was 14 different pillows that he's laid his head on. Although when you count the hotel pillows, probably more than that.
Shedeur trying to put that defense to sleep. Complete. At about the 17 to Wester. He's having himself an afternoon. Careering out here today.
His 10th catch of the day, and this one might be the most impressive. Able to fight through a little bit of contact, go up, make the play. Nice shot playing the football.
Sanders getting rid of it quicker this time. Underneath, complete to wide to the top of your screen. Shepard to the bottom. In traffic, and that's going to be intercepted. Robertson was there. Shedeur trying to hit Hunter. We'll be back after this message. For the Buffaloes, Charlie Offerdahl in a tailback. Out of the backfield, makes a nice catch and move. And
his story is tremendous. The team.
Incomplete pass. Another father to me. 3rd down and 9. Downfield for Hunter. Caught at the 40 and down at the 36. 1st down. Hunter got him behind Cale Smith.
And he just plucks the ball out of the air. You see the acceleration, and if Shedeur puts this out front a little bit more, he probably has a chance to catch and run, but fins off to defend.
Shedeur on the slant over the middle of the field, wide open. Wester misses. top into the end zone. Caught. How did he make that one? Travis Hunter. Third touchdown today. Boy, the defender, Cale Smith, Roddy, did everything except